There it is.
There it is. Okay, so that's mute all masters.
Check.
There it is. All right.
Oh, good.
Told you there was a budget for Lord.
Wow. It's just been a troubleshooting kind of day.
He's gonna give me the link for.
Okay.
I'll post it up now. What time is it? 3:23. Funny time.
Testing. I can't hear you. Is my mic's not on? Is it on?
Yeah, it is.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear me.
Okay, so where are you posting that link to? Can you email that to me from your Gmail account? Or share it to you? Yeah, share it to me probably. Try that. Yep, so you're just going to go to Omaha Radio Network, right? Or are you just going to email it to me? Okay. We'll figure a better way. Sometime. Oh yeah, what's the password to get on here? Is it Voodoo Guest? Just. Telephone number here? Yep. 4249. Okay. So I'll go to our Facebook page right now. Everything else is good. What about the headphone levels?
Testing. Oh, there I am. Now I can hear
Can
me.
you hear yourself, Michael?
Test.
Yep. So just turn the gain up on those.
This guy's almost there.
Oh
Test.
that one is a weaker. I'll have to replace that one. So how about now? 1, 2, yep. Hey. Boom. Yep. Can you hear it okay? Lori, will you check yours? Michael, can you hear me okay? Okay, good.
So they should be coming to your email?
Testing.
Okay, to my Gmail email?
Yeah, the j.morales@gmail.com.
Perfect. Let me see here. Gmail. If you guys want to share this, I'm going to put it on my link as well as tag you guys on it. So here we go, Landon. How do you say your last name, Landon? Okay. No, you're fine. Yeah, Friesen. Got it. So I'm going to hit copy.
Kind of shift around just a little bit.
Yep.
See our other guests around here.
Okay. I see. Oh, I see what's going to happen there. Is that the feedback? I don't know. Let's see. Turn it up a little bit. See what happens. Just run it normal. 1, 2. A little louder. Is that as loud as it's going to go right there? Is it loud enough that you can hear it out there? Oh yeah, you can go higher than that. You can still go higher than that. 1, 2. Hey, perfect. Yeah, it'll be fine. That's good. As long as it's pointed this way, so that these people hear it and the people at the bar won't really hear it. Okay, so I'm going to right click and copy link address.
You're listening to the Omaha.
Yeah.
Now they're watching basketball, but you can't.
You're listening to the Omaha Radio Network, streaming 24/7. Radio without limits on the web at omaharadionetwork.com or on your iPhone or Android with our mobile app. This is Jay and Michelle, or is it Michelle and Jay?
You started it already? Oh, okay. I was like, what? There it is.
You posted it?
3:30. Close. Michelle Strawley, Lori Sasson. Michael Diaz. I was at the airport, and there was this large family of probably 6 kids. The youngest was probably 8 to 10 years old, had her own phone. They're all texting.
Yep. Have you seen that post? It's like, hey, is anybody going to be someplace cool on their phone this weekend? Or whatever. Like, is anyone be hanging out on their phone someplace cool this weekend?
So I posted it. So it's now all on your link as well.
Okay.
What, the
I
speaker?
was tagged in a post. Good.
Oh, what do you think? Yeah. What do you mean?
I mean, we can bring it forward.
Yeah, backwards. Yeah. Oh, over there and then point it this way.
Right here, we're not going to see Michelle at all around here.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Maybe back that way.
And then we don't get Jay.
I don't care about me. I'll go like this. Yeah, because I'm going to move in.
Yeah,
I'll
you
move
be
in
it.
tight. Is that
Okay.
good?
Yeah, that's
You
good.
would just see, yeah. Okay. And then you can move into to the shot when you want. I'm going to move into the shot.
And give a wave.
Yeah, let me. There it is. Is that my best side? Sure is. It's the ugly side. Ugly
Yeah, let me
side
do
up.
my hair.
You know. Okay, got to be home exactly at 6. So when we're pulling trucks, just throw everything in. Let's hold a meeting next week, maybe Wednesday. Conference call, worst case scenario.
Okay.
So we all don't have to get together. Figure out all programming, all the ins and outs of everything so that it'll be organized.
Okay.
See if I can get that app up and running.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's no longer just a pipe dream. All right, 3:30.
Okay.
So, ready? Let's do it.
All right.
Yep.
Right here. Is it coming through the
Yeah.
speaker too?
How are you guys? Headphones. Tell me,
Testing.
this is
Mine are
mine?
good.
Yeah, this is mine. Good?
It's good for me.
A little louder? Will it be, you like it warm? Or Michelle?
I'm good.
Sorry.
I'm good.
You're good? Okay, Michael Dieck? Okay, good. How
I
are
need
you?
to make out with my microphone more. I always
Yes.
forget that.
Yeah, the big thing is trajectory is straight this way.
Straight,
Because if you do
yeah.
it this way, it sounds like this, and then we start getting feedback.
Yeah. Okay.
How
I'm
you
not
doing?
going to move.
Good.
All right.
You can move.
I'm not going to move.
You can move. And actually set it higher for good posture.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Absolutely.
Very
yes.
ergonomic of you.
Yes. Because I don't have work comp.
It's amazing, like when you're slouching and then you don't even think about it, and then you sit up and you realize instantly how much you were slouching. You're like, oh man, I
That's
was
hilarious. Okay. I'm ready if you're ready. Yeah, you know what? Okay. I'm going to start. Okay. Go ahead.
tease it.
You
Tease
ready
it.
for the
Don't.
sweep?
Yes. Yes,
Alright.
ready for the sweep.
You have to all be quiet because I'm not going to put you on mute.
Okay.
Okay?
Ready.
You're listening to the Omaha Radio Network, streaming 24/7. Radio without limits on the web at omaharadionetwork.com or on your iPhone or Android with our mobile app. This is Jay and Michelle, or is it Michelle and Jay? You decide.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Friday. March
Yes, it is Friday.
Madness.
It is March Madness.
It is madness. Everyone's a little bit crazy right now.
It is. Just got back. Well, let's talk about where we are. Voodoo Lounge, 168th, and Village Point, basically West Dodge Road.
Yep.
168th West Dodge Road, Village Point at the Voodoo. Voodoo?
Voodoo Lounge. Not
Yes.
Voodoo Taco.
No,
I've
no,
had
yeah.
that. People say there's lots of Voodoos. No. There's just one Voodoo Lounge.
Right.
I think they
Absolutely.
get confused. So.
Absolutely. Well, our producer here, Michael Dieck, our resident psychic, Lori Sasson.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
I'm great. How
Good.
are you?
Michael,
Good.
Michael, just give a thumb up. There you go.
Amazing.
There
Amazing.
you are.
Can we-
I just want to go back to the madness part of it just for
Yes.
just for a second. Today is a new moon.
Oh.
Okay, and it's a solar eclipse. So this is a double whammy.
Okay.
So people get really emotional around this time.
Hmm.
And since it's in a sign of the Pisces, if anyone knows what Pisces is,
The
It's
fish.
the fish.
yes,
One up and one down, like a yin and a yang almost. I don't know.
it's all about illusions, delusions, and hallucinations. So it's trying to bring the truth and ultimate love. So that's what today is. And
Oh.
you know, you work with the universe to help things happen in your life.
Yes.
And what's important is to put out 10 intentions today, especially.
What's an intention?
Intention, like wishes,
Okay.
saying like goals.
Okay.
So once a month around a new moon, it's a perfect time to put out goals to say, I want to accomplish this within the month.
So today I'm going to love my family even more and be
Yeah.
purposeful in what I do when I get home to them tonight.
Awesome.
That's one intention. I got none more to go.
Yeah, good job.
What
Now,
are you going to do intentional besides hit me?
piss less people off.
There you go.
That's a good
There-
one.
yes.
That's a really good one.
So instead of saying piss people off,
Less.
less. That's right.
Not aggravate.
Not
people
aggravate,
as
right.
much.
Right?
Right.
I
How
need
would
to
you do that?
smile more.
Remember you talked about smiling one time, and you said smiling is about projecting a positive image that people actually want to talk to. Remember you talked to me about that?
Mhm.
Tell me more.
Well, a lot of people say, okay, what tips do you have when you network with people? And it's not about really being clever or having this great sales pitch or this great one-liner. It's literally about smiling.
Yes.
And if you can just master that, even if it's fake, you smile, fake it till you make it kind of thing. Just realize that people are drawn to those who have a smile on their face.
Yeah.
And people forget they might have a face that they don't feel comes across as cold, but to everyone else, they seem very unapproachable.
There are some people that have the naturally angry face, but they're the nicest people in the world. They look like this all the time,
Right?
like they're running uphill
Yeah.
in
Or-
heat. Am I wrong or am I wrong?
You're right.
They do. They can't help it. But they don't really. It's like you literally need to look in a mirror and say, or take a selfie and say, would I want to approach this person?
Oh my gosh. And
Right?
sometimes they're so misread, and I feel bad for them.
Yeah. And you can't turn on the smile the moment somebody approaches you, because you're going to have 10 times as many people approach you if the smile's there before they come up to you.
That makes sense.
Right.
That versus hi versus
Yeah.
I wanna grow my business today.
Right?
I want to make some friends.
I'm here just because I want to get out of the office. But
And
no,
there
I
are-
mean, and that's the thing about like networking events. Everybody is there with an open arm to say, "Come meet me." You're
Right.
at a they're there because
That's
they
right.
want to be met.
That is true.
Well, what's crazy?
mhm.
Let's say 100-person event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just break that down for a second. 100-person event, and this is just my perception. There's like 20 people in there that are fighting for pole position, and 80% of them are like, "Yeah, I'm just here because I was forced to be here."
Right.
Do you get that
Yeah.
sometimes?
Well, when I was in recruiting, I said some people get paid to meet other people.
Yes.
And there's two ways to look at it. You can either be like, I got to meet people as part of my job.
Right.
Or I always saw it as, oh my gosh, I get paid to meet people?
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. And so
Right.
it's just kind of two different perspectives of that. And some it comes naturally and others it doesn't.
Well, and then Omaha, it's such a small world. Everybody
Oh,
knows
yeah.
everyone.
That's it.
It's
There's always
1
a
or 2
connection,
degrees of
some-
separation.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
That's funny. I mean, it is because you think before I met my friends who I meet now, the colleagues, I thought back, wow, if I could meet them, I would expand the network. You know what I mean? They're pretty influential. But now that we're all, close, in our network, I'm like, they're not so special. No, I'm kidding. I don't
You put
say
them on the
that.
pedestal and they,
Kind of like, yeah, but it's so cool to see the network shrink, right?
Yeah.
When I say shrink, I mean get closer in degrees to each other. Anyway,
Well, okay, so me and my metaphors, they come from left field. Sometimes they make sense and sometimes nobody gets it other than myself.
yeah,
But do you remember the game Minecraft? Not Minecraft.
Oh my gosh.
Minesweeper. Minesweeper.
yeah, mine's with yes.
Okay, so I talk about meeting people like Minesweeper because sometimes when you click a little box, that's it. It just gives you a number and it's done. Then you click another box and it's just a number and it gives you done. Then you click a box and it goes brrrt, and like 15 different things.
Yes.
And that's how
Yes.
I say with networking is when you meet people, that person might just kind of be the only person you meet. Well,
Might
that
be a
person
dud.
might, yeah.
Dud. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and sometimes they're going to be bombs.
Right.
but if you think about
They
it, you
wanna
just
talk
never know.
forever. It's
Yes.
like you're their new best
Oh
friend.
my gosh, yeah.
And we talked about that. We connect, and we're connecting with them. And there's some people like you're right. They go brrr, and they're like, "Wow, what a great meeting!"
Oh yeah.
But you got to have 8 of them to meet that one person sometimes.
Yeah. Or they open, like I've got friends who are connectors, and so you meet this person, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I met you, because they have then completely changed your life by introducing you to all these other people,
Right.
and they were the gatekeeper or the door opener.
Yes.
That was
Either
another
or.
thing that Andy Greenberg, when I met with him, told me about. He said people call them gatekeepers. They're not gatekeepers. They're door openers. You have to change your perspective of it.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. And because some people are trying to get around them, when you got to be friends with them too, because the person that you may think may be the gatekeeper, that may be the owner of the company.
Right.
How many times have you walked into a business or met someone and go, oh, I've heard of that company. Who owns that? And they're like, oh, that's
I do.
me. That's me. And you'd be like, oh, that's cool.
You're not dressed very nice.
You're in jeans.
Yes.
Have you looked in the mirror? No.
That is so wrong.
But what do you think, Lori, when you read the energy of people when it comes to networking? And can you walk into a room and just instantly feel who's got networking energy and who doesn't, kind of thing?
Well, it's funny the way you look at it. I look at making connections. Okay, so if something positive comes out of it, then great. But yeah, you can pretty much tell right away whether someone's going to be positive or negative. Are they there just for a sale? Are they there to connect? And do they have integrity? Do they have, the values you want in a client or a customer? I mean, I always look at things like that.
Right. And you can tell. That's where salespeople, quote, air quotes, salespeople.
Right.
Like, I tell people, I say, you're going to be great in sales because you're not salesy.
Right.
Right. And people get it because you can tell when someone's being salesy and not themselves.
And people
Absolutely.
don't buy because your product is the best or the cheapest. They buy you and they say that, right? But I never. So when I look to spend money, I used to think back in the day, oh, I know so-and-so, I'm going to get a discount. I don't want that anymore.
Right.
I just want good service and to be taken care of.
Unless there's a banner company out there that would like to make a banner for free for us.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, well, they're going to get something out of it, too.
Right. It's true.
Yeah, they're going to get something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. So,
well, what did you learn when you were in Orlando? What did they teach you?
So there was a leadership conference there. That's boring, but it's boring for the financial services industry. But what was good was perspective. So we were talking about perspective, and there's so many different things that you're supposed to remember all these things, and you read all these books, but until you attend some of these events, I get the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like going back, putting on my ironclad outfit and a sword and just going out to fight the good fight now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard it all before. I've heard do good things, and there was a quote on my here it is. It's on my Facebook, and it was so cool, right? We're all having fun, where it's energetic, and the guy speaker goes, "To whom much is given, much is expected." I was like,
with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes. And I was like, wow, they're professing their faith here. And I was like, wow, in the business, because that's, people are inhibited or they think how taboo.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was pretty awesome. I mean, and everyone was like, you're all here because you're great and you're amazing, but what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked myself that on the plane back, or I actually stayed at the Nickelodeon Resort because the Marriott World Center was full. So ask me about that later.
Did you get blind?
Yeah,
I got pictures of SpongeBob. I got pictures of SpongeBob on my
chose
LinkedIn.
that, don't
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
darn, I have to type the Nickelodeon.
Creeper, the only businessman there. Hi, where are your kids? Back home. Seriously. And that was.
Why are you in line for the water slide, sir?
Exactly. Like, sir, you again. No, but no, it was a.
But
who
was it? Zig Ziglar, I think he said, showering doesn't last. That's why I recommend it daily.
Yes.
It's kind of the same thing like motivation. It doesn't last.
Yeah, you need it every day.
Exactly right.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
And becoming intentional, like you said, and I know all the good things, and I remember when I see those things. But the big thing here for me is I need to be around it. I need to be immersed in it. I need to be soaked in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not enough to know, I think. That's what I learned. It's not enough to know.
Yeah, but it's one thing to be motivated. It's another thing to do something about it. And I think
True.
that's what happens a lot of times. People go to these conferences and they're like, rah, 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 excited. Yeah. But then, 2 years later, you have a notebook full of things you wrote down that just never got accomplished.
Talk about Henry Ford. Talk about that, the quote. Because I want to talk about this. Again.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite. I say it all the time. That
to me.
To say to Jay,
all the time.
The king of big ideas.
Of hallucination. No.
Visualization without action. Wait, no, vision without execution is simply hallucination.
It's true.
Yeah.
Perfect for
Mhm.
today.
Yeah,
it is.
It is, because you're talking about intentions and how today we really need to know. Do we just give them up to the universe? Do we talk to God? Do we do we tell to ourselves about our intentions? We write them down.
You actually write them down.
Okay.
And what's interesting, at the full moon, and about 14 days later, you check to see how the universe has kind of provided changes in your life that's starting to look like, wow, your goals are starting to happen. And that's what's nice, is the energies work with you.
Okay.
Now, when you're talking about intentions, the important thing is like you're saying, want to be motivated.
Yes.
Well, keep in mind why you're doing what you're doing.
True.
So keep in mind that life is all about doing something for someone else, being of service in some way, right?
Mhm.
So if you realize what your business is being of service and see the end result in your mind, that
All the time.
motivates you all the time.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
Gotcha.
Because the no's, the no showing for appointments, the people knowing that they need to take action that doesn't happen, that could bear you down,
Mhm.
and it beats you up. And I'm
Right.
just like,
Yeah. I just want to jump in real quick because
Yeah.
I see our guest is here.
oh, John.
John from
Yes.
Salt 88.
Yes.
We're going to have you come on probably after our first break if
Yeah,
that
the
works out.
4:15 hour probably. Right
Yeah,
on there. Yep.
that's good.
Perfect.
So I just wanted to welcome you. Thank you for coming. Salt 88 is
Absolutely.
my favorite restaurant in Omaha.
You know what? So John. So let's talk about, and we're going to speak with him later. So he worked at the other restaurant at Hero, right, for the longest time, and I saw him start as a server. You know what I mean? And then I don't know, on their staff per se. I didn't know exactly what, and he kept telling me, I'm going to open my own restaurant one day, and it's going to be this. And for a while, he's talked about it. And a lot of people have intentions to say, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
Mhm.
But to actually do it and be successful at it,
Huge.
I think are two different things,
Right.
right? It's huge.
That's what I'm excited about, is what does it take to have that vision and then take every millions and millions of little steps that it takes
Yes.
to get to your goal.
Oh,
It's not
oh.
like just a straight line.
Yes, and they talked about the all these insignificant decisions and details and things that you're doing. It sums up all of your success. So something like this radio show, for example, right? This has been a year and a half in the works, or
In
2
the
years.
works, yes.
Yeah, and I was like,
It's been probably in your mind since you left.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It has. It has, and why do I want to do this? I really don't even know yet.
Oh.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's huge, because you got to know your intention behind the radio show in order for it to grow more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I should say is, I know that I know the purpose and what we're going to serve and how we're going to engage this community. But what I'm saying is, it's all for free, right? Like
Right.
I'm not trying to do this.
It's a service, though.
It's a service,
Yeah.
yes. And and Michelle and I were talking how this is not even defined yet. So what I'm saying is, my heart and my intention and my soul and everything I want to do is here. I guess when I say I don't know why, I mean the definition hasn't been, but that vision is there, and we've taken the first few baby steps to not make it perfect.
Because that happens sometimes, right? You feel a calling, and you just have clarity that this is what you have to do, but you don't
Yes.
always know why.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that right? Like, I
Yep.
mean, it seems a little backwards that you figure out your why and then you make it happen. But sometimes it does come backwards. Is that I know for me, I feel compelled to do things all the time, and I just go with it, but I don't always know why.
And you don't know if you can trust it, and then
Right.
it happens and it works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just like honey, I'll be home, but I'm not going to wait for every green light to turn green though until I drive home. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not waiting for all conditions to be perfect about anything. I would rather do and make mistakes
Sure.
than sit and fail.
Right.
That I don't know if that's bad. It could be dangerous, right? I mean, first want to jump out of an airplane, I'm sure their parachute wasn't perfect. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I love quotes, and I don't always get them right. It's kind of like jokes. I can only really remember 2 jokes to tell well, and neither one of them are as appropriate on the radio.
That's awesome. Get ready to push the
That's
delay
right.
button.
Do we have a delay?
No, I do. It's the way I think.
Right. There's a quote that says something about a disorganized something is better than an organized nothing. You know, do you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes,
is that
yes.
it's better to take action without it being perfect than to wait for it to be perfect and never take action.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's people
Yes,
get
yeah.
analysis paralysis.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to do that next. Well, I'm going to wait until, until the stars line up, right? Basically, in your talk. It just always, you just can't wait. There's no perfect moment. You know what I mean?
And today is a good day to write down all the intentions for the radio.
Absolutely.
The radio station today. We'll just write down all those great ideas you have, Jay.
Do you feel like because of today, we have clarity?
Well, here's what happens. If you write down 10 goals for the radio network today, what happens is a month from now, maybe you say, okay, this didn't really work out or this didn't really work out. So you put another intention in place of it. So that's all it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And like for me, even before before we purchased this microphone, we were telling everybody this is going to happen. I think because I was putting it out there that I was like,
sure.
Told 100-something people doing this now. Now I got to buy it.
Now you got to do it.
I don't know. It's so when I envision something, it's not like I thought it up last week and said, I think I should buy an iPad today just for the heck of it. I obsess.
Mm-hmm.
I research, and then it comes to fruition.
Do you know? Okay, so again, I'm going to go back to my quotes. But people make decisions with their minds. They take action when they're emotionally moved.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So our
true.
brains, yes, I know I need to go to the gym. I've made that decision in my head.
Yes, me too. I know. I think
But it's
I
not
need to
until
go
I
to-
put on my jean shorts that don't fit that I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the
Because
gym.
of how it makes you feel.
Yes. So we make decisions with our head that make complete sense. Absolutely. I've come to this
Rationalizing.
conclusion.
Yes.
I totally agree that I should probably do that.
Yes.
But until something emotionally happens,
Yes.
we don't take action.
So
right?
I mean
Exactly.
that's just it.
Public humiliation, Jay. You're like,
Yeah, Jay, where's this radio station?
That's right.
Exactly, right. No, and that's for me is there and there are people who build baseball fields, but there are people who have to envision them first. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think I'm that guy who says, hey, we should build one right here, and people are like, that's crazy, the zoning's not going to work, and it's just too high up. Boom, there you go. They built that place, Storm Chasers,
Yes.
built out there.
Yeah.
So many people said that was the worst place in the world, but now look at what's happening.
Well, sometimes you get in there
franchise is
first. Yeah.
Yes.
Then all the restaurants that'll go in there, they're there before. That's kind of like this other restaurant that's downtown right next to the CenturyLink.
Yes, yeah.
It's, old.
Yeah.
That used to be a factory.
Right.
It got in there right at the right time.
Right.
So
And that's just it. Is there ever such thing as a perfect storm, Lori, where events just line up perfectly and that's what they call luck, or is there anything such as luck?
It's funny because I think I have a lot of luck, but it's because I create it. I make sure it happens.
Right.
So that's how I call luck.
Right.
You create what it is. You have lots of luck. You thought it through, and then took action, and it happened to work for you. That's
I feel fortunate. I feel
Yeah.
happy to do. I mean, this is a lot of work. Let's just call it what it is, right? I mean, we got Michael Diak here, setting stuff up, and we're here before everyone's here. Then we're the last to leave, after we break everything down. But I'm grateful.
yes.
I like it. I don't know, again, where everything is headed perfectly, but I know I look forward to this.
well, that's being a servant leader. That's one of the things we always try to be is servant leaders.
Well, let's look at just last week alone.
Yes.
And, a lot of people didn't understand energy and how it worked. And
Right.
look at how many people. And I saw Julie just.
Oh, you
yesterday.
did?
Yes.
Here.
Oh, I had a session with her. So
Oh,
it was
good.
awesome and wonderful.
That's
And
awesome.
what a beautiful person. And what I just think is fantastic is that you're bringing that together. You're making that happen. You're making those connections. You don't know where it's going to go.
Exactly.
You have no idea.
So Michael and I spoke today. Michael said, hey, and can I just disclose? Can I disclose? Sure. Might as well. We're all being truthful here, right? So the big thing here is Michael, said, hey, I got to choose my time. I don't know if this is going to be, I want to do other things as well. And, I'd had that same, look, you connected. To me, yeah, it's 3:50 right now, right? But people are going to come. We're going to meet with them. I want to introduce people to the right people. It's not that I'm going to go out, I'm going to recruit my next agent for Farm Bureau here, and Michelle's going to open up another channel for BCH. I don't look at it as that. We're using this to connect and entertain and all those things. I don't know. That's why I'm excited, because I don't know what every week's going to be like. I mean, we have people on the show and things of that nature, but I don't know.
Right.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
I could talk forever.
Well, speaking of, yeah, I'm excited for our next guest.
Absolutely. So, John,
Mhm.
why don't we take a break? And so, again, we're here at Voodoo Lounge, 168th and West Dodge Road at
Yep,
Village Point.
southeast corner.
3:30 to 5:30 every Friday. Join us. Listen to us online on the YouTube channel as well. The link on Facebook. Share it with your friends, or join us live in the audience every Friday. We have our resident psychic here, our producer Michael Diak, and
And we're
we'll
giving
be-
out prizes.
Yes.
We're giving out gifts to
Yes.
everybody that comes. Really cool bags, laptop bags. We've
Yes.
got so everybody that comes gets cool laptop bags, and we're doing drawings for a free drink every half hour. So bring your cards.
Will you read all the networking events going on next break? So all the things that you've posted or
Yeah,
want
there's
people
lots.
to bring about.
You
Good.
bet,
So
absolutely.
we'll be right back here at the Voodoo Lounge with the B4B Omaha Radio Network.
You're listening to the Omaha Radio Network, streaming 24/7. Radio without limits on the web at omaharadionetwork.com or on your iPhone or Android with our mobile app. This is Jay and Michelle. Or is it Michelle and Jay? You decide. You're listening to the Omaha Radio Network, streaming 24/7. Radio without limits on the web at omaharadionetwork.com or on your iPhone or Android with our mobile app. This is Jay and Michelle. Or is it Michelle and Jay? You decide.
All right, we're back here at Village Point, 168th and West Dodge Road at the Voodoo Lounge. Voodoo Lounge. It's not the. It's just Voodoo Lounge.
Yeah.
So
that's like the people that call Walmart the Walmart.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of
There's
awkward.
no the. No need
There's
for
no the in
going to the
Walmart.
Hy-Vee.
Seriously, right? Well, we're here with our resident psychic, Lori Sasson, our
Hello.
producer, Michael Diak, Michelle, and myself, and a very special guest here. Michelle, I will allow you to introduce him because we've been working on John's name.
Okay, so John Horvatinovich.
Yes!
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Jay, your
awesome.
turn.
Horvatinovich.
Horvatinovich.
Wow, you guys are getting better.
Yes,
It's like
Salt 88.
Horvatinovich.
Nice.
Horvatinovich.
No, that just sounds different.
We're never going to forget it now, John.
And the energy just shifted. Lori felt it because she moved back. There was a disturbance in the force. There was. I feel a disturbance in the
Let's
force.
not go there.
I think it's because I see some amazing Salt 88 food in
Yes,
that
I
bag
do.
back
I've
there.
always wanted to go and I haven't gotten
Oh, it's
to yet,
amazing.
Yes, so let's talk about this. Oh, that's the cotton
Cotton
candy.
candy.
They serve cotton candy, with every meal, right? After every meal,
Thank you.
it's their signature. So,
Yes.
John, tell us
Take a
about
picture.
when did Salt 88 open?
So we opened May 27th of 2013. We're kind of creeping up on that 2-year mark. And, we opened up in this teeny tiny corner of a strip mall that's hidden down the hill from a van down by the river.
yeah, right down there on a creek.
Just
On the
3 doors down from our sister restaurant, Hero, the original on West Maple, 129.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, I've known you for how long now?
Oh, what, probably 9-10 years.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? So I've always met John, and John's always had, John, you started as a server then, or?
Yeah, actually, as a part-time job when I was teaching at the culinary school, knowing that it's an easy way to make money and
Yes.
very, very little attention, you can slide into a restaurant and make money really quick. And so I had gone into Hero during happy hour and fell in love with the place. And right before my first daughter was going to be born, I figured,
Right. Oh, so you were very busy. So then you made friends with the owner. Obviously, you worked your way up and became a manager.
so a lot of times, used to be that person. I would kind of curse at the sky. I figured that if I had so much bad luck, it was my turn to have good luck. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, when you have, I call it bad luck.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so it has to be a mindset change. And I, thought I was younger than I was and was playing in an indoor soccer league with a bunch of restaurant hooligans from Hero. And I went out and played one week and had my knee was really sore. So I took a week off, and my wife, Jennifer, played collegiate basketball and volleyball. So she thought I was just, milking it.
Right. Being a
Chop
bush.
it up.
Come on.
Which in fairness, when I'm sick, I'm the biggest baby.
All dudes are, bro.
Oh, right.
All dudes are.
It
We
is.
play it down. We play it
Oh,
down.
yeah.
You want your blankie?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
really
yeah.
hard.
Absolutely. Teddy bear and everything.
Right.
Because you can't be half sick as a guy that's just
No.
dorky.
It's all or nothing.
You just have to be stricken. Seriously. Hey, what's wrong with you? I thought you had a cold.
It's Ebola.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your wife's just learned to, okay.
Yeah.
Does she
yeah.
baby you? Does she take care of you? Or does she tell you to tough it up?
No, she was,
doesn't.
yeah, literally. So
Sleep on the couch.
I'm at work, whether I was teaching or at the restaurant, and my knee would give out. And I never had a sports injury, so I'm just like, wow, this is bad. So I finally, 3 weeks later, go in and come to find out I ruptured my ACL,
Oh,
tore the meniscus,
oh, man.
That just
and
sounds painful.
I mean,
Yeah.
just literally everything but breaking your leg. And so a knee injury helped me kind of shake out the cobwebs and think a little more positive, which is odd because you think that would kind of send you down into more of a spiral. But the wifey, she hung by me and helped me get out of.
I wonder how those
stuff.
conversations went. I think you're sugarcoating them, just like this cotton candy.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Seriously, right?
I want to ask a few questions.
Yes.
Right or left leg?
I was right.
Okay, so right is masculine energy and moving forward for the future. So look at this. He really had to have his knee shooken up to move forward. I love it.
Nice.
And I have to say, I hope you guys don't mind
Please.
hearing this.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Break me down,
what's
please.
interesting, you
she's our
have a
resident
really
psychic.
great energy. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, your energy is a 10.
Oh, wow.
Does, which is rare because everyone that comes up here has been a dud lately.
She's had to like clear the air and
Elevate 'em.
Elevate them.
She's
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
recharge them.
So
Mhm.
what's interesting, you're living a previous life currently.
Okay.
And what's weird is I see you as a restaurant owner in this previous life, but you were like a butcher. I mean, like a big, massive butcher. I mean, I see, meat hanging and all of that. But
Whoa,
that was a previous life, and you're living it now. And it's like, it's almost you had to relive that in this life now
Yeah.
to move forward. So interesting.
Yeah.
And I'll get a few more details. You guys go ahead and
Yeah.
talk. I'm just
Well,
gonna figure
I'm left-handed. I'm a Taurus. I like moonlit walks.
Oh,
Stop. You're not a Taurus, because I'm a Taurus.
I love
April
it.
28th.
May 1st.
What?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my
Love
God.
this guy.
Right on.
Awesome.
I
What?
love Taurus.
That's energy
Yeah.
I'm a
right
Scorpio, so I'm opposite you
there.
guys.
See, yes, we talked
But
about
you're
that.
diligent and you're detailed and you're
Stubborn.
And another
Stubborn,
word that starts
yeah.
with a D sometimes, you know.
That's you. That's you. We can't talk about what spouses say on the air here, okay?
Diva?
No.
Yeah.
No, another
Dumb. Dumb.
four-letter word.
can we also say you're good in bed?
Wow!
Yeah.
We just did. We just
I know.
did.
I'm pretty
that's
sure you
fine.
can say
I'm
that.
pretty sure everyone who's not a Taurus knows that now.
Have I told you we have 5 daughters?
Wow! Did you figure out what causes that now?
No, I
Okay,
thought it was just my allergy medicine, but apparently not.
It's the stork. That stork just keeps
Right,
coming round.
Like, hey, this is the same house. We've been here 5 times now.
Honestly, have you been trying for a boy and that's why you keep popping out girls?
You know, you would think. I'm just, yeah, you'd like to have a boy, but I'm fine with my 5 rock stars that I
That's
have. You know,
awesome.
That's awesome, man. That's
Are
awesome.
you saving for 5 weddings?
Because honestly, right
That's
now,
why I'm slinging that cotton candy now.
That's right.
exactly, that's what they
That's
call it.
It's free.
South 88. South 88.
Yeah, South 88.
120 or 130th in Maple?
129th
29th in Maple.
129th of Maple, right there in that Eagle Run Plaza, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. John, why the name Salt 88? There's a significance to the number 88.
Yeah.
Lori
Where'd the
can-
cotton candy go?
Yeah, where's
So,
yeah, keep talking, keep talking.
Yeah, so the name of the restaurant, we originally I wanted to call the restaurant Sear. I wanted it to be a cooking term, and when I would tell people that name, about a third of them would give me a blank stare. The other third would say, "Oh, like the clothing store?" And I don't know why my inner voice or
Why does your voice talk like that, Sean?
it's always the left.
That must have been Jay. He sounds just like
So
that.
great.
Stop.
Oh,
Stop it.
And so I
Put
knew,
cotton candy,
Yeah.
keep it in there.
You don't have to tell me twice.
yeah, I knew that I had to have a different name for the restaurant. So the students were actually cleaning up from a day of class, and as they were cleaning up the kitchen, I started looking at the shelves. There was a pair of tongs hanging there. There was a spatula, and I'm like, no. And then I saw
Spatula 88.
spatula 88.
Yeah, that'd be
That was
awkward.
it.
That'd be
And I
awkward.
get up, flip it over down.
Yeah, yes, because that's what all the guests like.
And then there was pepper. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But
It would have been Pepper 88, maybe.
it could have been. Yeah.
Oh.
So 88. Let's get to the name.
Yeah.
Let's get to the name Salt. Why Salt?
So salt. I saw a box of red Cisco kosher salt, and that was the only thing I said out loud. Everything else I kind of said inside, but I actually said salt out loud. And as masculine and as feminine as the word is, it's also speaks to what we do every day, which is the basics, just very well done. We're not cooking with foams and, doing liquid nitrogen like some of the people are doing and the
The
trends.
latest,
We
right?
we want a great killer restaurant any day of the week for whatever occasion, and that's what we do. So then the 88, I can't imagine what lawyers have to go through when they say, okay, your name's going to go first, Jay, and then we're going to Michelle's last name second.
Right.
Wait, no, I want to be second. How come? Why is his fourth? So when your business partner says, what do you think of calling it 88? You say, that's a great idea. And then you move forward. The name was literally that simple.
Wow.
I have
Yeah.
to say, there's so many rumors on what the 88 stands
Yes.
for.
Yeah.
Because
Ooh.
even in Exarban, they have like an 88 and Hero
Yes.
88
Yeah.
and all of those. So it was not a part of any of those. I was told it was a big Asian group that actually started all of these.
So my business partner is Milton Yin.
Milton Yen.
Oh, so it is
Yes,
okay.
yes,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're getting
so
to the bottom of this
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
88's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be a
Yes,
good
so-
symbol.
it's very good.
So
yes.
and Milton is Chinese, and in the Chinese culture, it's a very lucky number.
Yes.
Actually, in a lot of cultures, the whole infinity sign and all of that. And so when we opened our second Hero location years ago, we wanted to differentiate Hero just a little bit, and we figured double the eights, double our luck. And
Ah.
so it's
Oh.
Yes.
kind of our group of restaurants. So we
CVP
have
Omaha Radio Network
88.
88.
Yeah, there you go.
No, 888888888.
Yeah.
8 times 888.
Infinity.
8 squared.
And what's
Cubed.
even more significant is the salt. Okay,
Yeah.
so I give classes, and every time I do, a lot of times I have people put salt in their hands just to clear out negative energy.
I've
Oh,
heard
So
that
salt
too,
really
right?
cleanses and clears out any negative energy. So
Wow.
Salt is significant,
Yes.
though, anyway,
It
on
is.
its own.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah, salt
Salt
of the earth.
is in the water, like
The-
our lifeblood. Yeah.
The salt, the strength of salt, you know what I mean? And how it's supposed to be good for you, but if done too much, it could be really bad for you.
Right.
And yeah. So I don't know. My wife and I, when we first ate there, or when we first heard of the name, we knew you were opening it. We knew what it was going to be called, but we kept trying to figure out what it was. And
Yeah.
you have to go there and experience it for yourself. There's no way this radio show or any review can do your place justice. I love it.
Thank
I love the energy. I love the tone. What would you call it? Modern.
Fusion kind of.
You know, as far as the menu or the restaurant?
The restaurant itself. When you walk in, it's not dark.
It's not
No.
stuffy either.
No,
Yeah.
it's open and it's different channels of energy because there's
Yeah.
there's a road near the bar, then there's another seating area, there's a private area in back, then there's this whole patio
Oh,
Oh,
goodness,
in the
yeah.
back.
Yep.
It's
I didn't even know that.
awesome.
It's
Oh,
like-
Laura, you gotta. Yeah,
can't
It's
wait.
open and rocking right now.
Oh, is it already
Yeah.
good? And it's got heaters and everything back there, right? Is
No,
that right?
actually, so we set 3/4 of it is covered, but the highest temperature today is actually at 5:45 when spring starts. It's 70
Oh.
degrees at
On the
5:45.
patio?
Yep.
Oh,
It is.
that's,
Very nice.
that's crazy.
That's
Yeah. So when you
fantastic.
wrap up here, come join me for some drinks.
There you
Absolutely.
go.
Well, I have to say, like I tell people honestly, sometimes things are so good it makes you giggle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When I go to Salt 88, everything that we eat, I giggle and go, "Oh, it's so good."
Yeah.
Well, I saw you there, remember?
I know. We see each other
The
there.
night that you and your wife and another couple came in,
Yes.
she's sitting at the bar. And
Yes.
Just it's
putting out
so,
the vibe.
What's? I saw the suit and the cane.
I was hanging
It
at the
obvious.
bar.
saw the
Thank
shit
you.
in the cane.
Tell my reference, John. You're the
Oh my
coolest.
gosh.
Thank you.
Seriously,
I'm just the
right?
coolest from the waist down. I promise.
Hey, I heard you're good in bed. Don't
That's-
tell your
that's
wife
what
I
they
heard that.
That's great. And
Back to the food.
we just lost
Yeah.
our main sponsor. Thank you, Home Depot. Seriously. I'm kidding. I don't
They
know.
sell wood.
They're promoting wood.
Microsoft
Tools
just dropped
and-
us now, too. And I'm pretty sure Facebook's going to drop us next.
And Google crashed.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Vodka.
Oh Lord.
You know, Jay, I would say when you come into the restaurant, you know, people have felt, you know, am I at a hotel? You know, and we
Mm.
want people to feel like, you know, if you feel you should leave your baggage at the front door, great, you're at the right place. And
Right?
all those little nooks in our restaurant.
Put some salt in their hand.
Yeah. Right?
Yes, no, don't touch your face.
Yeah.
No, but that is so cool. Like, I get it. Leave your baggage at the door.
Right?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yes.
I take honestly.
That's double
Lori,
entendre.
entendre.
Whatever. I'm not from this country. Seriously, right? Like, I get made fun. I just got my citizenship removed. Go ahead, anyway.
Sorry, I can't understand your accent.
Just because you're not listening.
I think honestly, that's kind of a nice gimmick, Lori,
Yeah.
that you came up
Yeah.
with. If
Put
you
salt
that's
in your
something.
hands.
Well, leave your baggage at the door, and what is it? It's a cleansing thing. So welcome to Salt. Leave your worries behind while
Yeah.
you walk in, and throw it over your shoulder. I don't know.
Yeah.
That
That's cool.
Well, if that's sea
That's a
bass
germ.
over there, then
Can you tell them that was my favorite movie?
nice.
totally hot to my burger.
Oh my gosh. So
That
talk
guy's
about
What is your most popular dish?
Yes, that's what I was going to
Oh
ask.
man.
That's my question.
I have to say the plank fired salmon.
Oh man, that sounds good.
It's really hard to add movement to a dish, and that's what a lot of restaurants are always trying to find and figure out. And this actually comes out with the wood on fire, still smoldering, cracking, and just the smoke kind of perfumes through the whole restaurant. Not a funny story, but kind of funny, actually. We had a customer last night that had stopped our server and said, excuse me, am I the only one worried about that there's a burning smell in the restaurant? And they said, no, sir, that's just our salmon.
So what are we eating?
Right now you're passing around some ciabatta bread.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
In that box over there.
Oh, there's a box.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
So
I love it. I can quote movies with you all day
look at
long.
this. This
All
is
right.
the ciabatta.
This
Man.
needs to go right in front of that camera real
Give
quick.
me, yeah.
Look at
Put it right
that. This is like one of the paintings we have in the restaurant. It's gorgeous.
Oh wow.
So assorted charcuterie,
Oh my gosh. Look at it.
cheeses. I've
That's
got
amazing.
That's another word you need to all learn.
Charcuterie?
Omaha charcuterie.
Tell me about
That's like the way
charcuterie.
of the future.
So charcuterie is the really it's an art of cold kitchen. Cured meats, cheeses, and what we have here is a bunch of accoutrements: pepperdews, sun-dried tomatoes.
Have some. Have some.
It's really
Lori, there's cheese in here because I know you're vegan. No, you can't have cheese either, right? Oh.
right now. That's the spicy salami. It just has a hint of flavor to it. That's the Finocchio. If you're practicing at home, just think Pinocchio.
Pinocchio. Love it.
That is an Italian fennel salami, and it's just so much fun. The cheese is in there. We have a white
Oh, my
cheddar
goodness.
cheese that's soaked in a raspberry ale.
Wow.
Taking a little of everything.
Yeah,
If you hear smacking, you keep talking, John, because I'm not going to say anything.
yeah. No, enjoy.
Oh wow. So
So
do
that-
you come up with the menu yourself?
Yeah. So all the drink recipes, all of the
Just handing
dishes,
stuff.
those are mine. And I've really been working on this restaurant. I mean, I'd like to say back to maybe 2001, 2000. Just always jotting down sketches. I mean, I have a sketch of what I wanted the bathrooms to look like. It's pretty crazy. As you and Jay had talked about earlier, it's not just like, okay, I want to open a restaurant in 1 year.
Right.
It's just something unbelievable to take on something like this.
It is.
Just from, the things that people wouldn't think about. And for those that haven't worked in a restaurant before, there's just so many moving parts to the restaurant industry.
Absolutely.
And what the toughest part is people. It's constantly moving.
Right.
Oh, we've got a 20 top tonight. Great. 10 people show up.
Yeah.
We
Right.
have 6, 10 show up.
Right.
It's always changing and moving and adjusting to what people are trying
And
to
people
have.
are not very forgiving, and it's not in a bad way. But when we get to a restaurant,
Yeah.
it's just human nature to say, accommodate me,
Yeah.
right? And you do,
And
you have
people,
to.
they saw that study that people are saying they're more impatient. They want to be resat. Their booth. No, you put them in a booth. They want a chair. They want a chair. They want a booth. I'm just telling you how society is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Then the server comes up. When the server wants to greet them, but they're engaged on their telephone.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Like,
they're not ready to order,
Yeah.
so it takes even longer. The turnovers.
yes,
Yeah.
and it all adds up, and then the experience. The restaurant gets blamed for that sometimes.
Mhm.
You should enact a no cell phone rule.
Check your cell phone.
Yeah, check your cell phone
Here,
at the door.
I will trade
fool.
you some salt for your cell
Yeah.
phone.
Yes.
Right? Now, how about
Salt for
location?
phones.
Because I mean, like you said, you have to come up with the concept, you have to come up with the menu, you have to, but then also you have to find the right location as
Yeah.
well. How did that come about? Was it a strategic to be next to Hero?
It was not. Actually, when we had started looking for places for salt, the current business that we had taken over 2 spots. One had been vacant for 6 years. Literally, they turned the lights off, walked out of the business, and they did nothing with it to strip mall the owners for 6 years. And the other business was a nightclub, and they were going through ups and downs. Well, I'd just say downs and downs. Having
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah. There
issues.
used to be there. Yes.
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
they still had like 3 more years on the lease. So it's just amazing how fast sometimes things do go, because we were renegotiating our contract for Hero, and in the same conversation, I think our 3rd meeting, they said, hey, wait a second, this place is going to close down. We're taking over the space in 30 days. And then we started, literally within a week, we decided that that's where we were going to put salt. It's pretty amazing because, a month later or a month, before, we'd have found another place, or, someone else could have taken the spot. So it just happened to be the right place at the right time. And, the best and worst thing about our restaurant is the location. It's gorgeous because we have this amazing patio because the backyard is Eagle Run Golf Course.
Right.
But when our front yard is grown in, a lot of people don't think about, we have 12 different trees and 3 pine trees in front of our building. So in the summer, you can't see us from the road.
Yeah.
So it's one of those,
But once you
positives and
get your
negatives.
brand going, it's kind of like, what is that burger restaurant? It's not a steak restaurant that's on 72nd Street.
Oh, Charleston's.
No.
Mahogany.
The Drover, right?
the
Nobody,
Drover. Oh,
you-
yes.
Right.
nobody knows.
The
You would
Drover.
never be able, but because people love it,
Packed
you don't
all
have,
the time.
you don't have
Right.
to see it from the road anymore
Yeah.
because you get that brand. And so I think you're well on your way to doing that.
Well,
Yeah, just-
absolutely. Every time I'll ask people because I've never been there, and never once did I get one complaint about your restaurant.
Wow.
Just said it was amazing,
Well, that's
amazing.
good.
Just never hear things like that.
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
it's it's the people that work there, and I'm not the easiest person to work for because I demand more of myself than any other supervisor or boss could of myself.
But you're
And,
also a frontline leader too. You're in the kitchen. You're talking to guests. You're at the front desk. I mean, that's a lot to manage, right?
Yeah, it is. It's there's sacrifices in everything you do and choices, and my wife makes more possible for Salt than I think anybody else realizes. Because again, we have 5 kids.
Right.
We run a restaurant that's open 7 days a week and doesn't close in between, and there's not a lot of dad time, let alone husband time. So she does an amazing job.
What's your goal? What's your intention with this restaurant? How about that? Put an intention
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Do it.
okay, we're 2 years now almost, right?
Okay,
May
yeah.
is almost there. You're waking up saying, "Hun, this is where we need to be next. What we need to do next." If it's not a trade secret,
Yeah.
what would that be? Like, this is what we want to do next, intentionally.
I would say, originally we had talked about that Salt could probably expand farther than Hero, even in just the metro. And after going through the last 2 years, that's not something that I want to do. You know what the next step is? It's for my bartender that's been talking about starting a clothing line for her to get that launched.
Oh,
It's my head hostess that's wanted to get her photography career taken off to do that. Those are the next steps for us. Forget a second location. Forget about other day parts. That's what we work towards every single day.
Wow.
It's
That's
It's pretty
awesome.
cool. That is
It's our-
awesome, man.
it's our busser buying his first brand new car. That's
Oh,
what we are.
pretty
That's the
cool.
next
I
step
got
for us every time.
goosebumps.
So
I like that, man. I really like that. You're really trying to give your people an opportunity or a platform to do something they enjoy and then fuel their own life.
Yeah.
Those people are like you are rare because there are too many people in it for themselves. I mean, because you have to be highly competitive. You've got to get that, profit margin up, and you've got to be faster than everybody else. And sometimes people get stepped on. Then there's the paradigm to that. People like you, who I would have never known your busser buying for their first vehicle, but I'm sure your customers feel that busser's good energy, if
Yeah.
you will.
absolutely.
You know,
and it doesn't help that he has the 2 cutest dimples you could ever see on a dude. It's funny.
Does he get chips oftentimes?
Actually, a lot. He just walks by and he's just like, ding, pours the water.
I'm going
Yeah, like,
just
what's
for that.
It is like,
Right?
it's pretty crazy.
Can we plug in what's his name?
Oscar
Oscar. Go
Oscar.
into Salt 88. Look for the dimples on Oscar.
Oscar with the dimples. I won't even say his last name because his last name's The Dimples.
That's
That's
right.
To the Walmart.
That's the
Walmart.
So, anything, any specials or any themes coming up soon for you guys?
Yeah.
May is your 2-year, right?
Yep.
What are you gonna do for that?
I was, last year we had this big little party in the lounge, and I just made a bunch of food for everybody and gave out a bunch of things. But, this year I think that maybe we celebrate with the year of 2 that, we just say, bring in 3 people. You buy 2 of whatever, you get the 3rd for free. So the 3 of you come in. You haven't been there before. You get 2 Make It Rain cocktails. Yours is free.
Awesome.
Oh, the Make It
Nice.
Rain cocktail is what I had too, by the way.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
That's the best
Okay.
name ever.
Okay.
Make It
Right.
Rain. Oh,
Make it rain.
their whole cocktail menu is just different
Thank you.
all the way. Can we
Right?
talk about that for a second?
Yeah, for sure.
We should,
Go ahead,
yeah.
John.
Yeah,
What-
so-
what- Two or three popular ones.
So Make It Rain is the most popular. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
what's
one.
crazy about
Makes you want to do
drink-
this to dollar
Yeah,
bills
seriously.
and coupons.
Like, just want to get some bling or maybe just some
Yes,
plastic.
what's up? What's up?
Make it right.
Yeah,
So-
for real.
The company that makes this vodka that we use, it's a 7-time distilled organic cucumber vodka. They called me up and they said,
Amazing.
what are you doing with our vodka? And I was kind of taken back for a moment. And I said, what do you mean? They're like, you purchase more as a restaurant by yourself than the entire state of Florida
Oh
purchases.
wow! Oh wow!
So their distribution, they're watching their distribution
Yeah.
like, hey, what's going on?
So
I
they
need to ask
Yeah.
them for some marketing
well,
There you go.
dollars.
so
Yeah.
so here's the story of a man named Brady.
Oh, is that the Brady Bunch
Yeah.
reference? I'm cool because I know.
John, we need to hang out. I love it. I quote movies so much.
I probably would quote more, but I don't want to offend anybody today. Not anymore. So they approached us and they said, hey, well, at the time it was just available in restaurants and liquor stores. We're not available to sell it. And they asked for our blessing. They said, hey, what do you think about us offering it to Spirit World and Hy-Vee? And I said, you know what? Why not? Why would I want to corner the market on something that's just crafted so well? And I said, in fact, here's what I'll do. I'm going to give you guys my recipe. So
Wow.
not only are
Wow,
they
that's awesome
yeah.
of you.
So I think it's next month is when all of the new cases will have Salt's original Make
Oh,
It
that's
Rain
awesome.
cocktail recipe.
So
And
check
it
this
says
out.
Salt 88 on it.
It actually legally it cannot.
Oh,
So
got it.
Oh,
but it's our beautiful patio and then our signature Make It Rain cocktails on
Oh.
every bottle.
How
so
awesome.
think about that again, right? Like I was talking. So, John, we've known each other for a while now. This
Yep.
show just brings stuff out of people.
Mhm.
I get it, man. You could have cornered the market and been the proprietary. Well, if you want to have this, you got to be in my restaurant.
Gatekeeper.
Yeah,
There he
exactly.
is.
Yeah, but he's like, no, just have it all.
Seriously, let's just make it rain, girl.
Yeah, and thank you, Molly and Sally, for being on the show. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. No, but
here's Gus.
oh my gosh. But I'm saying that's pretty awesome. I think your attitude and your demeanor and your energy and your passion come through that restaurant. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, because the first time Becky and I stepped in it, it was like I felt like we were like you guys were waiting for us. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You're right.
And
Well, we had been. I was kind of
Yeah,
like, where the hell
they
is
said
that?
Jay and Michelle. are
because don't think I can ever be a
Binoculars.
restaurant critic because I can hardly speak or write English. So don't worry about that.
Well, and the first time I went to Salt 88, I think it was shortly after you'd opened, and I work with financial advisors, and so I really wanted to impress this financial advisor, so I want to take you to lunch, and I was trying to think, where's the cool, hot, new, ritzy place?
And that was it.
Well, and that's what I thought in my head, and it lived up completely, but at the same time, it wasn't, like I
Stuffy.
said, stuffy.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
very classy. It was very impressive. It was cool. You felt like you were in a city that wasn't Omaha. You could like close your eyes and say, hey, this is like a cool New York type of place.
Yep.
Yeah.
But everybody's friendly. The service is amazing. It's just a really unique place.
Well, so the thing that you and Jay experienced the night you were both there the same evening, that happens every night. It's pretty awesome to see somebody from across the dining room, see somebody at the lounge,
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
know
'cause we
somebody
ran
at the
into some
bar.
people there.
I mean, it happens so organically every single day there.
The
And that's what we
realtors were
like.
there too one night. There
Yep.
were some realtors in the back there, and Becky knew some of them. And yeah, it's like a little hub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty, and it's not chic as in like, only the people with swagger go here. It's like an everyday, kind of place. But I don't know. I loved it.
I don't know. There's people in Omaha, and this is like Los Alamitos.
Yeah.
They want to
yeah.
keep it quiet.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the same with your restaurant. They want to keep it quiet because if it gets too big, they're going to have to
Yeah.
wait 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the issue right now. We got to get you out there so more
Yeah.
people come.
Yeah,
I don't like to
absolutely.
wait.
Right. And
Yeah.
they don't. I mean, I really think restaurants. What is your thought about the restaurant industry in general here? I want to hear it from you because, like, when I say in general, the challenges we've seen people open and close, and is this a place to launch a restaurant?
Here I am at 2 years old in the restaurant, opening another restaurant into an already saturated market. And I would say no. You'll see so many chains that, maybe start in Minnesota or they started in Arizona. There's numerous places that are open in town that their 4th, 5th, and 6th locations they opened was in Omaha, Nebraska before they opened in Orlando, Florida, or in Texas. Omaha is such a great test market. However, it is a very fickle market and is very diluted from the service staff to the kitchen staff. I think the toughest part about the industry here in Omaha is that, we shout local, we say local, but the dining dollar doesn't go local. You see a lot of the bigger chains and the bigger restaurants that do have a 2-hour wait. And when I tell them 20 minutes that they need to wait on a Saturday night, they look over my shoulder thinking I'm hiding a table from them. So the mentality is really, really different.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't, to me, if I tell my staff we went on an hour wait tonight, I'm not proud of that. I don't think that we should be on an hour wait.
Right.
That means that you need to run your operations better. You need to be more aggressive with making sure people have a great time. And, I don't think that salt is for everybody. I don't think that everybody will have a great time at our restaurant. But if you're kind of open to things and you're just there to enjoy just a little bit, that's like the cotton candy. We give it out to every single table when they come into the restaurant, before they leave.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I think restaurants forgot that we're supposed to be that escape for customers for an hour or an hour and a half. And about 10 years ago, it kind of went away. And it was very matter of fact. Unfortunately for me, I'm the type of owner that I will support my staff before a customer that may be out of line. And I've lost customers because of it. You shouldn't be able to talk to anybody in a manner that's negative, whether they're your server or it's a Verizon cell phone rep. So when you say, what do I want the goal to be for our restaurant?
Yes.
It's that my staff can look back and say, I was at that place at that time, and this enabled me to do what I'm doing right now.
That's
That's what we're about.
I love that.
I want to work there now.
I know. Are you hiring weekend bartenders?
There you go.
Do you have
Seriously.
dimples?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, solo uno dimple. Sure. Oh my God.
My mom said that's good luck.
Seriously.
Yeah.
There's nothing on this side.
Yeah.
I got one over here too.
And I got a pimple right here. That'll go away though.
Dimple and a pimple.
Yeah, this little
Sounds
go away.
that.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back and see if I can remember.
Proactivate market. Horvatinovich.
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 What is that? What is that?
Well, really quickly
Yeah,
here,
go ahead.
I want to go. I figured out a few more things about your previous life. 8th previous life in Ukraine. You had 8 children in that lifetime, so
Good Lord.
Wow.
you got a ways to go.
3 more.
You got
All
3
right.
more.
Now you know what causes it. Just hello.
But you were very
yeah.
successful, and you'll be that way in this lifetime. So that's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank
So,
you
yeah,
very much.
you're
That's
welcome.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, my name is Croatian.
Okay.
So my family is from Yugoslavia, and my grandfather moved to the States in 1952 and started working at Post Cereal in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Wow.
And
Wow.
he was an oven operator for Post
Your
Cereal.
grandfather.
Yep.
Okay, and so your dad was first generation.
Yep.
And then your second generation.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my 4 older aunts were born in right just outside of Zagreb in Croatia. And the reason why people don't hear about Croatian cuisine very much is a great example is why Italian food is so successful. You have a whole country branding and building each other up.
Mhm.
Whereas in Yugoslavia
Yes.
and Croatia, you have hundreds of years of fighting. And it's just now people are
yeah.
starting to hear about how beautiful Croatia is. If you look at a map, Croatia is literally just across the Mediterranean Sea, right in line with northern Italy. So the same types of foods,
Right.
fish, cuisine,
That's so
great.
I would have never known
You just
that.
don't know about it.
but mathematically, what he's saying is correct. I mean,
Right.
it's all the Italian people. They immigrated or they're migrated here. They're all unified in their country. They come here.
Yeah.
They want to unify. It's different. The Philippines is different too. So you see a Filipino restaurant open, close because there's no one to support.
Yeah.
Filipinos are, hey, I'll say it, we are competitive people, and I'm okay to say that, right? We're always that culture keeping up with the Joneses. You sell one minivan to one, they all buy minivans. Trust, I
Yeah.
can say this. I can say this. But I get it, and it's to what you're saying. I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it. So, one more parting thought. Anything that you want to say or get off your chest before we?
Yeah, for people who haven't been to Salt
Yes,
88.
yeah.
and then give them the invitation.
Yeah, so basically we open 7 days a week at 11 a.m. We're open all the way through. If you've got a late lunch or you have a bunch of friends you're catching up, that's the place to go to. We're not going to shoo you out so we can have an hour break in between shifts. Come in and
That's
relax. One thing that we're starting to do now is our happy hour is one of the best in town. It's 7 days a week, 3 to 6:30, anywhere in the restaurant. You don't have to sit at this rickety bar table.
Oh, that is nice.
Or try to steal the dirty table at that restaurant and wait for the server to get caught up by cleaning a table as you're trying to order your first drink. That's so tacky. The dining customers, we need to stop doing that. Forget their rules. But at my spot, come on in and relax. That includes the patio, the lounge, doesn't matter.
That's pretty cool.
And next week, we're going to offer those happy hour specials for carryout. A lot of our customers are like, John, man, we love your spot, but we don't bring our kids here. This is our spot.
Oh.
So when you're craving salt
yeah.
and you've got the kiddos with you, just come through. We have 2 spots right in front of the restaurant. And,
You really thought of this all,
Right.
man.
and you
That's
have
great.
to.
Yes.
I joke around, but I'm like the Eminem of restaurants. Like my wife
Get one
hates-
shot.
She is like, oh yeah. Seriously, like just pen to paper, and now it's an iPad and a smartphone,
Right?
and I just told my wife the other day, I'm like, my phone's too slow for me. I got to upgrade. Not because I want the newest thing. I don't do those things. But I'm like, it can't keep up with me.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, tick 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 in bed, and then I got to mute it.
So do you obsess about your restaurant? I mean,
Oh.
all the things, not just about your restaurant, but things you want to do for the people that show. I mean, do you
It's
obsess
insane.
all the time?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've got a list of probably 300 things that I wanted to do during the opening that I'm still kind of chipping away at, and it's just I want people to have an opportunity, and I wouldn't have had this opportunity if I didn't have my wife help me change my attitude, and to have Milton Yin say, you know what, this is the first non-family member that I'm going to give an opportunity to.
Oh,
Because
Right.
Milton's
And I mean,
a very
that's
successful
crazy.
Golden
Right.
Palace.
Oh, it's
He's
I
had
love
all the
Golden Palace.
restaurants.
his brother, the Imperial Palace.
Imperial Palace.
Now
Wow.
Yes.
Milton has, the Lincoln location.
Yes.
We have the West Maple, the Old Market. We're opening now. Next year in spring, 180th and Q will be another Hero location.
Milton's
Really?
brother,
Danny and
Danny.
Right next to you.
So Danny was in San Francisco the same time I was in San Francisco.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, small world.
It
Yeah.
is. It's crazy.
Small world.
Milton, he went through something like that as well, where he saw, hey, I've got an opportunity to help other people out that work hard, not just to help people out.
Yes.
That's another thing. But if you work hard and you grind away at whatever business you do, you just have to surround yourself with those good people.
Leaders
And,
create
and
other
that's,
leaders.
That's what this is right here.
Absolutely.
So
You guys, man. Well,
That's
John,
fantastic.
we want to say thank you. Make sure you listen to the podcast. Hero, 88 has been a great location for you to start your restaurant career, but now going to Salt 88 and now having your own, with business partners. I mean, it's been good to see you grow in the past 10 years.
thanks,
brother.
man.
I'm
Thanks.
so happy. Like, that's Omaha entrepreneurism right
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
there. Oh my gosh. Like,
Done right. Done
yes,
right.
yes. And slowly,
Mhm.
Yeah.
slowly obsessed over and worked through, and I'm sure heartache and all that other stuff. But congratulations to you, and
And thank you for the food. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
the
you're welcome.
cotton
The food
candy,
was
the
amazing.
charcuterie.
Good.
yeah, and we'd like to talk to you about some things, So keep us in mind, and we definitely will frequent your establishment, make it a priority to bring the people that we care about there.
Well, thank you very much.
You
Awesome.
bet.
Thank you all for your time. I
Okay.
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much. Well, you're listening to the Omaha Radio Network here live, 168th and West Dodge Road, Village Point at the Voodoo Lounge. We'll be right back right after this message. Or a quick station break.
You're listening to the Omaha Radio Network, streaming 24/7. Radio without limits on the web at omaharadionetwork.com or on your iPhone or Android with our mobile app. This is Jay and Michelle, or is it Michelle and Jay? You decide. You're listening to the Omaha Radio Network, streaming 24/7. Radio without limits on the web at omaharadionetwork.com or on your iPhone or Android with our mobile app. This is Jay and Michelle, or is it Michelle and Jay? You decide.
Already decided. Today's the Michelle and Jay show.
Actually, it's
yours. Today. It's yours.
It's the Lori show.
Oh, it is the
There we
Lori
go.
show.
That's-
Yes, yes.
That sounds
The
really
Lori.
good.
Oh my
Good ring
gosh.
to it.
It'd be easier just say it's Lori. No, so live here at Voodoo Lounge at 168th West Dodge Road at Village Point with an E. Because, Point E. Because I've written it, and some people who have managed, they're like, oh, there's an E at the end. Okay, I got it. No problem. It's okay. We're related. But in our audience, so, it's always nice to have people here. Tommy Frazier's here, a couple other people here. People getting, watching the games.
Tommy tried to get me to pay for his drinks. I said, no.
That's awesome, right? We're sponsoring his lifestyle. That's awesome. Thanks, Tommy. But I look over, right, and I'm like, wow, Colleen is here.
Yay.
From the Funny
Bone.
Bone.
And I'm like, hey. And I was like, how long have you been there? She's like, a while. I'm like, oh, this is getting weird. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
She's always around you a while, Jay.
Oh my
You just
gosh.
didn't know that.
Seriously, like, and I said, oh, what brings you up? She goes, I'm just taking in the vibe, and that is so awesome. So I've known Colleen for a long, long, long time. She doesn't want to talk today, so she's just miming right now. But she means a lot to me. Colleen and I have had our times. When I say, so I proposed to my wife 15 years ago at the Funny Bone, 114th
Oh my
and
gosh.
Dodge.
I didn't know
Old
that.
location,
Wow.
so strike that from your mind. But it was one of the best highlights of my life, right? And she allowed me to do that.
Aw.
And then, I loved the whole stand-up and the whole comedy thing. And then I tried to do it, and you know what? And
You're funny, Jay.
no, but
You make people giggle.
I'm in no way. I'm probably funny looking, but the big thing here is like the Funny Bone. They just do it right, And I do want to give them some plugs. So tonight, Brad Williams is there, 21 and over. So the 20th through the 22nd. If you go to funnybone.com/Omaha, is that right? Well, just funnyboneomaha.com. They have a Facebook page as well. All you have to do is click get tickets. And I will tell you, the staff, amazing.
Yes.
If you look, this is not your small city venue. Like the talent that they have. They had Joey Coy out. They had, oh my gosh, I was there with Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
That was just recently.
Yeah.
Like I was like, hi, I'm Jay Morales. And he's like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm like, that is so cool, right? Like, it's Mater talking to me.
Do you know what? I did a commercial with Larry the Cable Guy for
Of course you
Prilosec.
did.
I know, right?
Oh,
For where?
you were the Prilosec girl?
I did.
Because he did talk about Prilosec. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
God bless him, because he got big enough to say to Procter & Gamble, look, I live in Eagle, Nebraska. In a much, but in his own way. But, he brought a lot of jobs, to Nebraska. There were 4 spots, and that's crew, that's cast, and I was one of them. And he was the coolest, funniest guy in between takes. And I told him about my son, and he let me record him, and he said, hey, Robbie from Mater. Like, he was just really cool.
Oh, that's so
Such
cool,
a down-to-earth,
yeah.
awesome guy. So,
No, but talking about the talent, that they bring in, and you run a Class A operation. Right?
Absolutely.
So, and I thank you, Colleen, for allowing me to trip over myself every now and then over stage. But I just have a great time. So thank you so much. Check it out on their Facebook page. Just search for Funny Bone Omaha, as well as funnyboneomaha.com. You can see their entire lineup, and Village Point, the place to be. And
The Funny Bone is just amazing because people love to go out, and especially for groups or dates.
yes, that's right, corporate events.
It's a
Corporate
unique
events.
outing.
Yes.
It's not just another bar. It's not just another restaurant. You get entertainment in a very cool venue, and that's what everybody wants. They want to eat, drink, socialize, and be entertained, and that's what Funny Bone provides.
It's an
Absolutely.
escape. I think it's a positive escape of the corporate America. That all you hear the news and all that. When I go in there and my face hurts when it leaves, that's exactly what. That's exactly what I think people need, and people need laughter in their life. Let's talk about that. I mean, oh my gosh, that's right. Sorry, I saw another one. Tammy Pescatelli's coming up too. Oh my gosh! Like she'll be there
She's
March.
the best.
You better get your tickets. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. I mean, if you look at the whole lineup, my goodness. Wait, who's that? Oh my gosh! On my birthday, Carlos Mencia.
Oh
No way! That's April 28, 2015.
Get your tickets.
And then this is what's cool too. Laughs for Life. They have a special fundraiser where they're doing. So Daisy is so awesome. I mean, I think she's your ambassador. And we were talking about this last week, Colleen. We don't ever see you two in the same place too often, so we think you're like Superman and Clark Kent. You know, like seriously.
Not gonna say we're the same person. You just
Exactly.
never.
Just never. Yeah, because you know, like they're such a great compliment to each other. But anyhow, I can't say enough.
Yeah. Thank you,
Wow.
Colleen, for having such an awesome establishment in Omaha. If it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't have such a gym
I
here.
think there'd be
Not
more
at all.
crime. There'd be
Not
more
at all.
There would be
crime.
more-
Colleen.
There would be more crime.
People would be in
Seriously.
bad moods.
No, and I think what's funny is when I say to people, you know, a funny bone, and they're like, "Oh, I haven't been there yet." I'm like, how long have you lived in Omaha? And
Right.
they say, "Whoa, about 15, 20 years, or all my life." I'm like,
I just say,
that's
do you
un-American.
do you
It
hate
is.
fun?
It's so un-American to not
Right.
come to the funny bone.
Right?
Oh,
Fun haters.
right.
Or they just don't know about it. Which
Oh,
is
gosh.
another weird thing.
Well,
Yes.
and, you know, and sometimes you forget about it. You're like, oh, what should we do? What should we do? Oh my God, Dallas Funny Bone. Let's go.
Yeah,
Funny. You know,
and
it's
you know,
like,
here's the thing, right? You don't even need to know who's going to
Who's
be there.
performing,
But
yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
To me, it's they always line up talent. I love your feature, and I don't even know, or not your feature, your MC. I know you have a few of them. Am I correct? But from the guy who does the sound to the person who opens, you know, welcomes everyone to the feature, to the sometimes a drop in for 5 minutes, right? You'll never have the same night twice.
True,
Never,
true.
never, and it's great. It's a great place, and you know you can rent it for during the day as well for corporate events, just for training and for renting the facility, right? Yes, awesome.
Mhm.
Oh, good. I love that, Colleen. Thank you. Can you
Hey.
tell I'm a big fan of yours? Mwah. Back at you. I just will kiss her. So, honey, I'll be home.
He actually just kissed the mic really
Exactly.
hard.
and all your ears got it. So, all right, funnyboneomaha.com. Check that out. So, moving on to our next segment.
Yeah, I
Michelle.
would like to announce the winner of our free drink. Who's actually our next guest too. So every half hour we pull a card for a free drink, and then you also get to be on our shows.
There you go. Well, great. That's awesome.
It's a double whammy. Dave Sailors, say hello to everybody.
Hello, Dave.
Hello.
And he
Oh.
was just on Dancing with the Stars.
With the Omaha Stars, yeah.
Yes, Dancing with
The
the Omaha
fundraiser for
Stars.
Sunshine Kids. Well, Dave is a professional dance instructor. He's been a professional dance instructor for a long time in LA, in Phoenix, and now he moved back about a year or so ago and is now a professional dance instructor here in Omaha. We are blessed to have him.
That's pretty awesome.
I have
Yeah.
to say this. I have been going to work out at I Think Fit for 11 weeks with Dave.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea he's a dancer.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is
Because
hilarious.
he looks like a football player.
Well,
Right.
it's funny because I danced with one of the trainers there,
Right.
so I'll
And-
have to show you some pictures of me
Yeah,
and
that'd
Mandy.
be great.
I mean,
Mhm.
first of all, it takes a lot. It takes confidence, it takes poise, it takes strength, you know, it takes coordination and all that stuff to
Patience.
to be a dance
Patience.
instructor even,
Yeah.
right? First of all, just to dance, but then to be a dance instructor, the patience, right? I mean, so talk about that. What got you into doing this?
I mean, it was a long, weird road. It's one of those things where if you told me in high school that I would be a ballroom dancer at all, I might have seen it. Maybe I might have done something like that. But to be a teacher, that wasn't on my radar. I was a football player and a saxophone player, and then I did like high school musicals or things like
Sure.
that. So I ended up, I blew my knee out. I couldn't play football anymore, and I ended up singing. So I sang in college. I did Scarlet and Cream, if people know what Scarlet and Cream still is. Big, huge place in my heart. But
Yeah.
it's no
Singing
longer
as
there.
well, huh?
Yeah, well,
Oh,
that
he's a quadruple threat. He's an actor. He writes his own music.
also
Wow.
just straight threat.
He was
Right, exactly. Yeah, why are you holding that knife to my throat? Man? That's for the
when he
for the
holds you at the
listeners'
death
viewing
grip, yeah,
pleasure.
yeah.
Tell me I have a beautiful voice.
Yes, what else?
No, but so I did Scarlet and Cream, which is kind of a nationally, if people don't know, It's out of the University of Nebraska, and it was a nationally renowned show choir. So kind of like Glee, we did 75 to 120 shows a semester.
Good gosh.
All around the country.
You sang for your supper, literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I sang for an excuse to not be in class, which bit me later.
Right.
But so then in the summer times, we actually did Worlds of Fun. And Worlds of Fun did an 8-state talent, a talent kind of search. And then you'd have a lot of people from Scarlet Green. And I have friends who went to Juilliard at the time. First girl that I ever danced with, I was a former football player, singer. And they put you on stage next to a girl who's currently in Juilliard as a dancer.
Wow.
Right?
No pressure.
And they go,
No threat
don't look
there.
like an idiot.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's easy for me.
Go perform at a professional level. And so that's kind of how I was introduced to dancing, is that when you sing, they make you dance. And then like any hot-blooded heterosexual man who gets into dancing, it's because of a girl.
That's good.
Most guys in ballroom dancing get into ballroom dancing because of women and then find out that it's about the manliest thing that you can do.
Absolutely.
I literally
It really
Think about
is.
that. Think about that back in the Renaissance time frame. What did
pre-sequence.
pre-sacred?
But I will tell you,
Yeah.
dudes who can dance,
Oh my God, they get all the girls.
it's true. Guys who can play guitar, who are very talented,
Mhm.
who can dance, and who are comfortable with the art. Boom.
Boom. Yeah.
You always get the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I started doing the two-step. I'm kidding.
It's funny, whenever I brag about Dave, I'm like, I have a friend who's a ballroom dancer, and we dance together.
Yeah,
Brag about it.
seriously, right? You would think so you guys have been best friends for a long time.
Best friend.
Best friend.
Oh my
Best
God.
inseparable.
We're yes, we've got a heart necklace that says best friends, and I have one half and he has the other half.
Shut up. Seriously. Because I just pictured that, right? Because I just saw that.
We have been friends since high school. For
Yeah.
18 years, we just figured.
We've never lost track of each other, which says a lot.
It
compared to,
does, yeah. I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I had to-
so
I had to-
they're all having thoughts. They're holding hands
Memories.
spiritually right now. So let's talk about this. Dancing with the Omaha Stars.
Yeah.
That was at the
It's
Ralston
crazy.
Arena.
Crazy.
Because I remember when it was just at the Champions Club. This
Yeah,
thing has
it's come a
taken a
long
whole
way. Mhm.
big of its own, right?
That's Elizabeth. That's her.
Yeah,
own.
right, right. Absolutely, Elizabeth and Elizabeth Edwards. How much did she raise? Did she announce that already?
Over 100,000.
105,000.
Oh,
That's
that's
crazy for the
fantastic.
Sunshine
That's
Kids, right?
amazing, yeah.
And I remember last year, she said, "Oh, I found out I had cancer.
Right.
I ain't got no time for that." She says
Yep.
she held off her treatment
Wow.
after she found out to keep that event going. It was like a 2-week, 3-week delay.
No way.
But you think most people who have, I don't know what it was, what kind of cancer, but I
It's
knew it was
thyroid.
thyroid, okay? You better get that treated right away.
Right.
She goes, I ain't got time for that. She goes, the show must go. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
There's no surprise why this blew up. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it's
you're
amazing.
killing me right now because I'm complaining about my knee injury last week.
Right, exactly. Buck up.
Buck up,
The
yeah.
manliest thing to do, dude. For real.
I'm like,
Right, and you just heard John.
Crickets.
He had surgery, and then it took him off the Salt 88.
I got
Yeah,
a right
yeah.
knee injury too. If you want to see it, I
Yeah.
do. It's right here.
This
I
is
got
left.
Put your pants back on.
This is the
left,
left.
yes.
So the left
Oh.
side is past and past life and feminine,
Okay.
female issues.
So I'm a female
no,
in my
No,
past life.
no,
no.
Could be.
no.
Good thing I'm manly dancing in this life. Right.
Well, okay, so what are all the different types of dance that you can teach people? Like, this is a lot.
Well, and we talked about this the other day. Michelle and I were out at Clancy's for St. Patrick's Day. She may or may not remember it all.
I was drinking water. I promise. It was green water.
No, but she had said that she likes to talk about me, but she feels weird about using the term ballroom because she feels like that says I can only do like waltz and tango and foxtrot. Which
Right.
to ballroom dancers, we know that means basically everything or anything that involves two people. So I mean, I'm pretty close to that.
Anything?
Yeah, that's a dance, right? So
Easy.
basically, waltz, tango, foxtrot. I would do like what would be considered what you would see on Dancing with the Stars. So plus, you have country, any of that stuff, but basically two people. So waltz, tango, foxtrot, Viennese waltz, Argentine tango, cha-cha,
Freestyle.
salsa.
Freestyle.
I do get
If you could
commissioned to
see
do
Dave
some
right now, he
hip-hop.
looks like Marky Mark with
I
his
do.
hat on the
He
side.
does.
Of
I'm
his
not
head.
wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm in
That's
California
hilarious.
right now.
Carrie Ananaba. Yeah, that's funny.
But no, I mean that particular event. I mean, I've been a professional singer. I've been a professional actor. I've performed in all sorts of different places, and then I've been a teacher for like 7 years.
That's crazy.
So
How
I've had
long have you lived?
I'm an old man now. Don't let the baby.
Well,
face
actually, do
fool
you know
you.
what was funny is the other night a friend was talking to us, and she said, "Well, Michelle's way younger than you,"
I know. I was
and
like,
Dave's like, "We're the same age."
yeah. She was like,
That's
she was trying to
hilarious.
put me into her. She was like, well, she's way younger than us.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
I was like,
Oh, was it one of your 50-year-old
mean-
friends?
I mean,
because Michelle has 50-year-old friends. I'm just calling it what it is.
well, and that there's
Some of
no,
them.
there's no problem with that. I just didn't know.
I
Like,
just act really young.
I'm a great actor in like acting situations, but in real life, I can't. Like Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle's new nickname is Disney Face because she has a Disney face,
Oh my
right? Like,
gosh.
so like her expressions are like
A
to
whole
10
new
all the
world.
time, right? Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh,
this girl said this, and I just probably had some weird look of like, what? Like I couldn't hide
Yeah, no poker
the
face.
weirdness. I'm like,
Right.
well,
Right.
she was a sophomore when I was a senior, but I mean,
Oh my
if that's
gosh.
still a big deal.
That's kind of a difference. It's kind of a difference because one is the next generation and the other one is baby boomers. That's
Yeah.
Right.
The
Right.
it would have been scandalous when we were in high school.
Jay, you look
Some
the
people
same
would
age
look
as
down
us
on
if
me.
it wasn't for your gray hair.
Thanks.
You do.
Appreciate that.
Honestly.
All right, I'm gonna color it. I'm gonna color it.
Just
I'm
for
gonna
men.
cut. Yeah,
But do you know
hey,
what?
I used to use just for men.
I think you're going to be like a Steve Martin. Steve Martin looks the
Wait.
same age for like 40 years.
Ever.
That's
Yes.
because he had
Well,
gray hair when he
I
was
want to be
20.
Bruno Mars, but thanks. I'll take that too. I'll take that too. No, but
But
No,
no,
I-
okay,
yeah.
so Dave, you teach both groups and individuals.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll teach whoever.
hey, have a drink. Have a drink. We'll show.
No, what I was going to say about the Dancing with Omaha Stars and all my experience, which is vast and spread out. You know, like I've done weird stuff. I had to learn. I was a professional
Done
clogger.
weird stuff.
No, I had to learn how to clog
Clog.
in a week in Branson, like
Clog in
like
a week
redneck
in
tap
Branson.
dancing. It's like the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I've had to do a lot of things where they're like, "You've got a week. Go be a professional, right?" In front of people. And this was the craziest thing because I've taught a lot of people, but traditionally, when you like, if you were to take lessons, you and your
Right.
wife, you would come in. I'd teach you how to dance. You'd get some confidence. You'd do some social dancing. Maybe you do some group classes. You do some practice parties, right? And then you might think about doing a showcase in front of 20 to 200 people max, right?
That's pretty cool. Like I
Right.
never.
That's the way it works. This is
Yeah.
you've never danced before ever. In about 2.5 months, you're going to dance in front of 4,000 to 6,000 people.
Right.
That is crazy.
So
Right.
so some of my stars were like nervous, and I can't even be like, "No, you're going to be fine. It's not a big deal," because it was
Right.
legit.
It is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna have 6 lessons and you're gonna dance.
I can't remember the last time I hadn't been on a stage. You know, I'm like, was I 5 or 6? I don't know.
And
you
some
know,
of
like,
those moves you do, you flip them over your head, and they're going.
It was
They have to
away.
commit. They have to
It
commit.
was like an arms race. You see other people's routines, and you're
Yeah.
like, not only do I have to do something really good and impressive, I also have to try to carve out a niche for each one of my ladies so it's not redundant.
Right.
You
You
know,
know,
like-
you want to do the same thing, and
I mean,
we
and
saw him
hopefully I
flip her
did
on
that.
her head before.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you'll do a flip, and then you'll see somebody do the same flip. There's only so many flips, right?
Right,
You're
right.
like, dang it, I can't do that one.
Yes.
You
Throw
know,
her up and do a
you know,
360 and let her land on your
like,
hand.
Luckily,
Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying because I could do that sometimes.
Well,
That seems very Blades of Glory.
Houston Alexander spun a girl on
Yes,
the
I
head.
saw that
Oh,
on his
that was
bald
Oh my
head.
God.
That was
Yeah,
I
amazing.
saw that. Like that's
Wow.
original, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like, because
No, he was a b-boy.
I mean, well, yeah, right,
Yeah.
right, and he did break dancing and all that, but to do that, they were the only couple to spin on the head. That how many times did she go?
I mean, how many times around?
Yes, because the body was not-
3.72.
No,
I
I'm
was going to
just
say,
saying,
yes,
like, right-
we're looking for accuracy here.
Yeah, right, yes. Carrie, I don't know. Right, Bruno.
Right about
Tatioli.
3.72. She clings onto him like a cat. She said, like, so there are times where we've seen her in rehearsal. There's times she went like 4 or 5 times.
That's
There's
crazy.
times where she's like getting, like she's Ashley is one of my friends. She's a dance teacher.
Yes.
She's awesome. She's like, this is the scariest thing I've ever done.
Yes.
Sometimes I go around once and I just claw his face like a cat.
the head off. Probably rip his head off because it's stopping the momentum,
You
right?
get in survival mode. You
That's
don't care
dangerous.
whose face you're going.
You gotta commit. You gotta say, listen, you're gonna go around 3.7 times and shut your mouth. Like
He's like,
some
I've
days
got
you
you.
feel wobbly.
Yeah.
Some days you
Feel
feel
lovely. Yes.
I mean, I felt like that took a lot of pressure off. I was like, well, there's nothing that I can do that's like that. So I'll just do other things and
but it's a lot
assume
of,
that's going to win.
yeah, but like just the energy and the fun that you're having out there too. I think you have to tell them just have fun. Remember the moves, but have fun too.
Yeah, you got to go by their
that's-
limits, and you have to go by the limit of your dancer.
And that's
Right?
the thing, but you don't know when you're doing the choreography.
Right.
You're like, you
Until-
just met them.
Oh,
That's what I
Right.
said. When you do normal stuff, if I've taught you for a while and I do a showcase, I know where you're at. I can do that. You have this arms race going on as far as like people are doing crazy awesome stuff. You're looking at, for my ladies, it was tempos. 2 out of the 4 of mine were like could have been super fast, and actually the day of I wish we'd have gone faster. But you're
Right.
judging 3 weeks out when I have to turn the music. Like, is she going to be able to do this physically?
Right.
It reads best at this tempo, but it's super hard. I mean, this is
some of those moves you can dislocate your partner's arm.
I've seen that at a comp.
Oh,
So like,
my
oh,
gosh.
let's not do that dance right there
Yeah.
anymore.
I literally had a doctor, a student of mine who was a doctor. We were at a comp, and the girl somehow got caught. Like either the guy's cuff link or something got caught in her hair. Or something happened.
Oh.
She dislocated her shoulder, and it was
Oh.
cute and sad. We're
Oh
like,
my
they're like,
gosh.
is there a doctor in the house? And my student's like, and then they're like, is there a doctor in the house? And my student's like, all right, I guess I get to write off this entire competition. Like, she's like, I
right.
just wanted a day away. I just wanted to be pretty in my dress
Right?
and not work.
See, okay, Dave has the most fascinating description about dancing as it relates to relationships, and I'm going to remember this forever.
Mhm.
But as in relationships, somebody does have to lead,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
But the man, like in ballroom dancing, leads with the woman in mind. That is the most amazing statement I've ever heard about relationships.
Romantic.
It's
Well-
romantic.
Yeah.
It's that the man leads with the woman in mind.
Yes.
Well, that's each other's jobs. I mean, I tell my ladies all the time, like, if you can get your man in, I can keep him, right? Because the men don't understand how much they're gonna love it, because the man gets to be the man. That's what I said. I like weirdly equate it to Fight Club, where it's like there's few places in the world where you get to actually unapologetically be the man. This is not some sequiny, frilly, blah. This is the activity of knights and kings.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's noble and it's chivalrous.
Yes.
And the
And
man
it's-
is the man, right?
Yes, yeah.
So he
And
has to lead.
aggressive at
Guys
times.
aren't afraid to
Right.
dance. They're afraid to look like idiots in front of women, especially in front of women that they love. So they're not afraid to dance. They just don't know what to do.
Right.
Right. And the man's part is more about, it's more cerebral. It's more about knowing something. So if a girl grabs a guy by the wrist and drags him on the floor and goes, just dance, that's like grabbing somebody who's afraid of public speaking by the wrist and dragging them in front of 6,000
And
people
talk.
and going,
Right.
just talk.
Be like,
Yes.
Like, I don't know what to say.
Right.
I don't
Hello.
have, yeah. And then,
hello.
so if you get a guy in and then you teach them about how they have to make the decision. So it's a trade-off. So the man's the brain of the couple. He has to make the decisions for the couple. And like Michelle said, he makes the decisions with the woman in mind to protect her, guide her, and most importantly,
Make her look
show
pretty.
her off.
Love it.
Got it.
Beautiful.
I
The
like
woman,
that.
and this is the trade-off that I try to teach women, because I don't think our society really even does it, right? The most romantic thing you can do for a man is trust him.
Oh,
Believe
okay. I
in
thought it was
him.
something else. Almost. I thought we're going to break. And we're down to break. Thanks, Dave, for being on the show.
If you believe in a man and let him lead, he'll run through walls for you, right?
True.
And so the
Right.
woman's part is to trust the man and to let him lead, and then she's the heart of the couple. So we reserve her brain. So following becomes like a subconscious kind of a thing. So she gets so good at that she doesn't have to think about it. Then her brain is like hips and hands and arms and all the pretty stuff. She's the heart of the couple. The man decides what the couple does. The woman decides how the couple looks.
Wow.
Isn't it fascinating?
Yeah.
I love it.
So I tell the men, I
just wanna
go,
go
you
home
get
now."
to drive the. I tell the men all the time, I go, you get to drive the Ferrari, and they're like, yeah. And I look at the women, I go, you get to be the Ferrari.
Mm.
Wow,
They go, yeah.
that's pretty cool.
And for
Vroom,
whatever
vroom.
reason, that works.
Right?
No girl's
Who
like,
said
I want
vroom,
to
vroom
drive
just
this
now?
car.
Is that you?
No, I think
vroom?
I think it was Lori.
I think Lori. Was that you, Lori? Who said vroom, vroom? Oh, okay. I was like,
But it's a paradigm shift because dancing is dancing, but you have a new way of PRing it. You PR it in a different way.
because
Well-
it's things people don't think about because they
Right.
just see it and they're like, oh, there's Dave just dancing again. But there's so much science and art to it.
Right.
Well, the
Mhm.
psychology is what I'm in love with. And partially is that I'm one of the few teachers that I know that's in love with being a teacher more than I am as a dancer. Like, a lot of dancers get into dancing because they like to dance, and then teaching is what you do as a job. I was a performer. I lived on stage. I felt that feeling. I worked for lawyers, realized how sucky their everyday life is. And then when I started to teach ballroom, I was like, oh, I can give that little bit of the stage to everyday people. And then just started falling in love with, I'm a hopeless romantic, dated about 4 girls in a row with major divorce issues because of their parents.
Right.
And my parents are like super happily married and awesome, so I can't help at all. Like I have no that just makes them more mad. It's like I can't be there for them, and I was actually frustrated about that. And then I really kind of saw some of these things and looked at my grandparents' generation and the divorce rate versus what's going on now.
Oh.
And my grandparents, I found out after my granddad passed away that he was like a jitterbug champion, and they danced
crazy,
all the time.
Wow.
And that
Yeah.
generation danced. If you think about what we
They
do
did.
on dates now, you go to a movie, you sit next to each other, you don't say anything, you shove your mouth full of stuff, you don't look at each other, and then you leave. Yeah, you're just like eating popcorn, you just don't even, and then by the end, you're like, maybe you talk about whether it was good or bad. But instead of like staring into each other's eyes, being in each other's arms, dynamically moving and connecting to
Our phone
music.
lines are lighting up,
You
by
know,
the way,
Right.
because everyone wants to get a date with this guy.
Absolutely.
Seriously, how do people get in contact with you?
They
I'm
go.
going to tag you on our Facebook here. Will you tag them?
Okay, this
As
is the
well.
thing is I want to be the personal ambassador for taking dance lessons.
You just need to be the face of my dance lessons, because if you watch Michelle dance, like her face is perfect.
He's
Looks so happy. We're just like, I thought about getting one of those Go cameras or whatever.
a GoPro.
A GoPro.
That would be pretty cool.
Put it on my head, and so you can see what a woman looks like when you
See
dance
my
with her.
Disney.
You know
my
what?
Disney
Because
face.
they
Great
do
idea.
that now. Or,
Yeah.
it doesn't even have to be there. You can get the side mount so you can get the true view on what that would
Yeah.
be like. I mean, that would be pretty
It's
cool.
it literally you could be in the worst mood ever, and then the moment you start dancing, it's an escape, and
I
you
think guys are afraid of
smile
it.
and
I
you
think
laugh, and
they
you
just don't know what to do.
And Dave is such an amazing instructor because, like, okay, he played football. He looks like a football player, and he's hilarious and he's fun and he's nurturing when he talks. But he has no problem grabbing the guy, holding him close to him, and say, "This is what you do." And,
Right?
and I know that
And he
sounds
lost
weird.
everybody.
No.
All right, and everyone just hung up. What just happened?
But
Is this thing working?
he makes the women feel so incredibly special.
Mhm.
And
Why don't you just marry the guy?
oh, we talked about
Already.
it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
We're
great.
I
waiting.
think what 40.
If there's
40?
a date,
I said 30.
like,
You said 30.
2030,
Oh, so this is
not
it. This is
married.
if
I think
you're
we said
not
that
by
back
then.
in high school.
Oh my gosh,
I said if we're not married by 30, then
that passed.
so waiting. I know.
Like
did
a couple
that.
days
I
back.
decided that
right?
last week.
That was a little while ago. Yeah.
No.
That's hilarious.
Well, and one of those things, going back to the guys, so
Yeah.
I don't lose the guys.
I know. Talk
going
about that
back,
because
going
you,
back.
you do have a lot of confidence
Yeah.
and you give them confidence. You
Yeah.
don't make it weird.
Well, no, when she's saying I grab the guys, this is the scariest thing as far as the relationship analogy that I'm making. The scariest thing for men that's true, that is important for them to realize, is that as the leader of the couple and in relationships, everything you do as the man affects the woman.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Whether you know it or
yeah.
not. It's scary.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, yeah.
And women don't exactly get that guys don't get that. Right? Like we're like so.
But a lot of guys don't.
Yeah,
They
they
probably
don't.
Don't.
Let's just
They
be
don't.
Wait for the
chauvinistic
woman.
right now.
Well,
Guys
it's-
are going to call in. I'm going to kill Jay.
It doesn't come from a bad place. It
Right.
comes from I don't really care about that place. Like guys are laid back and don't understand that it's affecting them. So sometimes the biggest shortcut in dancing, like everything the guy does, what women don't understand is that he's not trying to rip your arm out of your socket. He's not trying. That's not his intention.
Right. It
He's
just
not-
looks that way.
you know,
Ow!
he's trying to do it right, and he's doing it with enthusiasm, right?
Right.
He just has a faulty mechanic, right? So sometimes the easiest thing for me to do is go, all right, dude, I'm going to make you the girl. how does that feel? And he's like, that felt terrible. I'm like, that's what you're doing. Never do it again. And he never
that's
does
why
it
nobody's
again.
dancing with
Right.
you ever.
Right.
It's that great. Like it's an actual effective version of that marriage counseling thing where they go, let's play a role playing game. You be the guy and you be the girl. And in that, everybody ends up like, I'm a big stupid idiot face. And you're like, no, like here you actually feel like, I go, this is what you're doing. This is what it feels like. And he's like, oh, well, that's not what I want it to feel like.
Well,
Right.
because they don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Parting shot, David. Parting shot. Your final thought on what you want people to think. I want to try this.
How to
Your
get a hold of them and all
invitation.
that stuff, yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
How to get hold of you.
the best thing to do is to know that it's an art form and that it's forever, right? So it takes work, it takes investment, but then you know it and have it forever, right?
Yes.
So of all the things that you can buy or do, guitar lessons has the second least buyer's remorse. Ballroom dance lessons has the first. So if you're gonna go
Wow.
buy the worst buyer's remorse is cell phone, computer, whatever, right?
Right.
If you invest in yourself, in a skill that lasts a lifetime, swallow your pride and make yourself better, you will be better. And for guys, it will eliminate any sort of I've got to outdo myself from last Valentine's Day or last birthday, or I got to think of some crazy thing where I fly out of a balloon and jump out of,
Right.
just take her dancing.
Amen.
Someone's gonna do that. That's
Beautiful.
awesome. No, that's pretty awesome though. And
Dave,
and
you
practice where?
Oh, I'm at Omaha Ballroom.
Good.
Right.
Good.
So that's going to be kind of right by Millard South.
Yep.
Right. So it's going to be on Q,
153rd and
between
Q.
153rd and 156th and Q. Right.
Right where the
Right.
Bag and Safe
Yeah.
Plaza is.
Yeah.
Right there.
I think
Yep.
there's like a Farm Bureau office.
Yeah, there's a
right
Farm
there.
Bureau office right across the street.
Right there.
Right across the street.
Yeah.
There's a
Allegiant
Casey's.
Crate, yes.
There's a Crane Coffee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So make sure we'll post more. You can follow all these podcasts online. Thank you, Frost Media Group. Before we go to break again, 168th and West Dodge Road at the Voodoo Lounge. Every Friday, 3:30 to 5:30. We'll have one more. So we have Sherry Dickmeyer coming up for our last guest of the show. And looking forward to speaking with her again with the resident psychic, Lori Sasson, and Michael Dieck, our producer, will be. The Michelle and Jay Show will be right back after these massages.
You're listening to the Omaha Radio Network. Streaming 24/7. Radio without limits. On the web at omaharadionetwork.com or on your iPhone or Android with our mobile app. This is Jay and Michelle. Or is it Michelle and Jay? You decide. You're listening to the Omaha Radio Network. Streaming 24/7. Radio without limits. On the web at OmahaRadioNetwork.com or on your iPhone or Android with our mobile app. This is Jay and Michelle. Or is it Michelle and Jay? You decide.
Hey, we are back. We're broadcasting live from Voodoo Lounge at 168th and Dodge. It's the Jay and Michelle show with Omaha Radio Network. And we are closing out our show today with a very special guest. We're so glad to have her, Sherry Dickmeyer.
Yes, get the name right? Because Sherry Dickmeyer.
Yeah. Well, that's a big deal because a lot of people know for something else, you have to kind of rebrand yourself when you change your name, right? Oh, we gotta get
There you go. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it is a big deal, and I actually keep saying Sherry Reddick over and over and over, so I actually have to learn.
It's a habit. You still say it in that way sometimes.
I do. Yeah. I stick around and I just, let it for a while. So,
I get it. I've had to change my name a few times too. That's crap. Jason Rose is dead. It's just like,
tell us what's going on. Oh my gosh, it's been crazy. Magazine. It's been crazy. We are working right now with a gal by the name of Connor Wrench, and she was featured on Pepper Magazine in January. Every year, Pepper Magazine puts together it's kind of like a biggest loser contest, but it's people with more aggressive and sport, but also have real life stories to share about the triumph of that. And Connor from Omaha did that, and she just kept begging them, and finally she won, and she was on the cover in January. She's a lightweight guy, so I reached out to her and said, congratulations on the weight loss, it's great. But I want to talk about it, we're going to talk about mine. The magazine is all about mind, body, and spirit. So that's the first piece. That's right. So I met with her. She's just so amazing, just the biggest hit. She was buried in school. She used to hide in the bathrooms to eat. Just has this really true inspirational story about how she overcame all that. And I said, there's so many young girls, and this is what was really interesting. And she's got like 11,000 followers on Instagram now. All these people, and most of them are girls and girls over 18. She's 25, but it wasn't women who had just had babies wanting to know the secret, right? There was young girls asking her, help me. When I heard that, I thought, oh my gosh, there is an epidemic out there, and we're not helping these kids with body image and girls. So no, she worked her butt off. And she always. So there's so many things today, and there's so many things. Do that, and we're going to lose this, and do that, and do this, diet, do that, do that, shake, do that. And it ruins your metabolism. Yes. That's right. Well, and it's, the magazine is all about, it's a lifestyle. The correct habits to get you through life. But also, it's got to start with the mind, and that's what Connor started. So we're now actually doing a second self-love tour on high schools and junior highs in Omaha. So I'm starting because I'm around with Mother's Act, so we're starting here. But I went to the superintendent, and they sent out a big flyer and said, this is a great opportunity for young kids to learn from a guy. Because, quite honestly, a mom standing up in front of his kids is just going to be another mom. She's got this 25-year-old, and she's fair, and she's super cool. Yeah, she's gonna impact some lives. So we start next month on the tour, and we're gonna have a lot of middle schools. We're gonna set it up, and we're gonna go around and look at so a little bit of hard face and Pepper Big Moms here in Omaha. I can't say that. But it's a big opportunity. She's going to definitely impact that. We just went to Clayton, right? And the night before, and she spoke to 150 sorority girls. And the messages that she was texting about the messages, and it said, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you were able to talk to us. I have been struggling with my whole life. And I hate myself, and
especially because of the social media now, it's not just the girls in your school that you compare yourself
to. It's the girls that you don't even know.
It's people all over the world.
But I also saw a boy today that had been 270 pounds and lost a lot of weight, and he did a little video, and he said, I'm embarrassed to show everyone, but I want everyone to see when I lost the weight, what it looks like after I lost the weight.
Oh.
And I hope nobody judges me too much. I thought he was just a beautiful man,
Wow.
but so many
Yeah.
people, it's all about the body image.
Yeah, it's not just the girls.
It isn't.
If you look at the stats, the boys are struggling just as much.
And you said it's about self-love. So
Yeah.
it's not even just about weight. It could be about your image, your nose, your hair, your color, whatever it is that you just don't like about it. It's all
My
about
face.
self-love.
Yeah.
Jay,
Yeah,
I know.
I'll live with it. I have to.
You're a very strong man,
Yes,
Jay.
I
To
am
live with
very
that
strong.
face.
Yeah, it's
And I'm crying. No, I'm kidding. No, but no, so everyone has their thing about themselves, right? And unfortunately, some of the things for some people are just so obvious to them and others, and they make a big thing of it. Society makes a big thing of it. A lot of people just pull back and they just say, you know what, I just not going to deal. You know,
Yep.
so tell
and that's
me.
where she was as well. I mean, she didn't start dealing with her weight until she was in college. At that point, she was 271 pounds.
Mhm.
And she finally said, you know what, enough is enough. But you have to come to that point. Sometimes it might take somebody until they're 50 years old. You know,
Right.
she realized it after college. And then, you know, obviously now she's impacting lives and changing lives. But it's pretty awesome to hear her talk. And then
Wow.
just watch people, oh my gosh, just, you know, relate to her and say, oh my gosh, if she can do it, I can do it too.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Can we make this more about Sherry? So just let's focus on Sherry real quick. Sherry,
Okay.
the birth of the magazine. I want to go back. How long has the magazine been out, and why did that magazine come to life?
Okay. Back in 2012, I was doing marketing. I have a marketing business as well.
Yes.
I was doing marketing for Kosama.
Yeah, I remember that.
And at
how
that
we met.
point, at that point, there were a lot of gyms popping up and a lot of boot camps
Yes.
competing with Kosama. And Kosama was a new thing, you know, and you had ferals and all that. Everybody's great, but I just happened to be doing the marketing for Kosama. And I sat there one day and said, how do we differentiate ourselves from everybody else? And we looked around and like, let's tell some stories.
Yeah.
And like, let's give these people a voice and show everybody else the struggle and the discipline and what it takes to lose this weight and keep it off.
Right.
So we started the magazine in March 2012. Well, right after that, Kosama was purchased.
I saw Brent in that magazine. That's so
Yeah.
I saw that magazine. I was like, Brent, did you see this really cool magazine? You're in it. See, I
Have we
had
even
no
said the
idea.
name of the magazine yet?
Complete Transformation.
There we go. The
Yes,
Complete
yes, yes,
Transformation
yes.
Magazine. Mhm.
I saw it. I was like, wow, these are compelling photos. They're not just photos of people, but they were like, some of them were floor level, so you looked like you were just looking right at their face, and the stories that followed the people. It was a pretty good article.
Yes. I have a great photographer, Natalie Jensen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. She took our photography. She did pictures for us at one of our events.
Yeah,
okay.
she's
Yeah,
wonderful.
she has an eye. She definitely has an
Yeah,
eye.
she's
talented.
wonderful. But yeah, that's how it started. And then they were purchased, and I thought, you know what? There was going to be too much going on to give this over. I'm like, I'm just going to take this myself, run with it, put a little bit of sweat equity in it, and make it to an Omaha magazine.
Right.
Not just about a Kosama, but all the gyms and all the transformations. And then I really searched, you know, as I was at Kosama doing the marketing, I was watching a lot of people struggle with keeping the weight off. So they'd go in, they'd do the boot camp for 6 or 8 weeks, and then maybe 6 months later, you'd see them back again.
Because the accountability is not there and the lifestyle is not there. It's something
Right.
they did.
It was
It's
this.
very hard.
Yeah, it was this.
Yes.
Just like with anything else, with, you know, an alcoholic or anybody else, you've got to fix the mind first. And it's
Right.
the same with weight loss. So I thought, you know, this has got to be more about other things. It can't just be fitness. And that's kind of how we got the mind, body, soul.
Right.
And I had just a ton of people reach out to me saying, I want to be part of this. I see your vision. I want to be part of this. So I have amazing writers, photographers, you know, people at the beginning that were doing stuff for free because they just saw the vision.
Yes.
So this magazine wouldn't have happened without all those people.
And
I had
it's
great
a
backing.
multi-dimensional platform. It's not just a magazine. You're starting to do other events, and you're going to do your webinar coming up. Or
Yeah, we're going to do
yes,
some
yes.
podcasts and webinars,
Yes.
and now we're also branding a Olympic hopeful.
Oh.
Wow.
Aubrey Baxter, she's ranked 5th in the nation in hammer throw. She's going to compete in the pre-trials in June. If she makes top 3, she goes to the Olympics next year. But it's a huge opportunity, and this gal actually is going to go on the speaking tour with Connor because her size, she was bullied all through school. And if she wasn't the size that she is, there's no way she would have the strength to be
Absolutely.
the top
Yeah,
5th
throwing
nation
that.
in the hammer throw.
Yeah. How
So,
heavy is
yeah.
that?
It's heavy. It's heavy.
Like I can't even get the coordination. It's just like
I know.
I've seen it. You've seen it done, and you're just like, wow.
It makes me think of Thor and his
Right.
lifting. Like, oh my
Right.
gosh, how heavy that must be.
And it's not just all about strength. It's about coordination and well, it is strength. I mean, a lot of it. But let's talk about it. Like you have to be coordinated.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and she's amazing, and so we're going to start raising funds for her. She needs to, if you're going to train for the Olympics, you need to focus just on that, on the training. And those gals, the guys and gals train 6 days a week, hours and hours in the gym just to get to the pre-trials. And then after the pre-trials, it's a whole new story. This is her last shot. She's 29 years old. She has, she's married with a child. She's had a lot of people tell her to give it up. You've got a family now.
The people who don't do it,
right,
tell them to give up.
Right.
Shut your mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I wish
Yeah.
some Olympian would come down and go, yeah, you shouldn't do this. Said no one ever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like all the naysayers in business are like, Sherry, you're starting a magazine. You're doing that. Gosh, there's so many. Why should you do that? Like, don't listen to those people.
Exactly.
Guard your association.
Yes.
We're talking about intentions today because today is
A new moon.
a new
Solar
moon.
eclipse. Yeah.
solar eclipse. So your intention, you have to put out 10 intentions.
It helps to put your intentions out today. The universe helps boost it. So that's
Yes.
what it's all
I
about.
believe in all that. Yes.
So let's talk about your magazine, Complete Transformations Magazine, okay? What is your intention for your magazine that you want, that you go, you know what, this is the next step for me, or this is the next point in my plan that's really going to make me happy? What is that?
Okay. Well, the magazine is a platform for voices to be heard.
Right.
Really.
That's pretty awesome.
To share
Oh, I like
stories. Yeah. But we're moving into another realm, and it's to go towards video and TV.
Yes.
And share stories. And I'm working with somebody right now on that.
Good.
But it's going to be basically it's CTM TV.
Oh,
Wow.
So that
Great.
we're just starting that now. But I
for
think
you.
that's going to. People aren't reading.
No, they want short little
Quick.
podcast
Yes,
clips.
yes.
They want
Yeah.
exactly. Give it to me
Yeah.
right now.
They
next
want
minute.
buying videos.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. Like, what's the other video? Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Yeah, explain that. Explain how to put this chair together in 15 seconds. Let's do
Right.
that.
Right. So I see that.
for you.
I'm old school, like the reading, but
Yeah.
you got to go where everybody else is going.
Yeah.
And I know we can impact and reach more lives with video and TV. So that's the intention. That's where we're
Gotcha.
going. Yeah.
Exciting.
And hopefully go national. We'd like to go in other cities after this
Oh,
year.
great.
Good, and I
Great.
think you're doing it right. Some
Thanks.
people go too big too fast, and what I learned today was, and I've always seen the magazine, I've always known you, but I think what I hear today is advocacy.
Yeah.
It's a platform for advocacy. I mean,
Yeah.
you are opening this door and highlighting people and the issues that a lot of media is either walking away from or just highlighting and doing the bads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good for you that you're.
Real quick, when Connor went on the speaking tour after People Magazine, she went to Good Morning America, E-Entertainment. She was all in the news everywhere.
Yes, she was.
She was everywhere, and we've got all her videos. But they kept asking the same questions over and over because the media, all they wanted to know was, how did you lose the weight? Did
Right.
you get?
Right.
And I said, she goes, Sherry, you're the first one to ever ask me about anything outside the weight. And I'm like, that's where it starts. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Right.
But the media turns it so
Because that's what the world wants to know about. They want
Right.
the quick
Exactly.
hit.
Right.
They
It
don't want
was
to talk
so
about the
weird.
mentality.
Right.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
for
because
you.
everything
Yeah,
else
thank
is
you.
it's tough. The whole psychological process and the goals and what it means for you.
Mentality. That's right.
That's the tough part. Hey, take this pill. That's the easy part, and that's what people want to hear.
Right.
But good for you for digging deeper.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Give us
Thank
the
you.
website, Sherry, so that, and then we will put you on our website as well. So, and we'll
Okay.
podcast this and all that stuff. But please.
Okay. Yeah. It's CTM. So C as in cat, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, Omaha. CTMOmaha.com. Really easy.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gosh, and I'm looking forward to CTN TV.
Thank you.
That's
Mhm.
going to be
Me
pretty
too.
awesome.
I'm excited.
My face was made for radio, so. But no, I want to say thank you to our guests who all came today. Again, thank you for leaving us on a great positive
You're
note.
welcome.
Lori Sasson, our resident psychic.
Thank
Lori,
you.
anything you want to say before we close our?
No, just remember to write those intentions down when you get home. So for business
Yes.
as well as personal.
Personal.
Yes.
Perfect.
Good. Want to say thank you to our producer, Michael Diak with Farm Bureau Financial Services.
Yay.
See Michael for all your insurance needs, as well as we want to say thank you to Frost Media Group for providing the power here.
Landon's here.
Landon is
Getting
here.
us
Yes.
televised.
And again, we invite you to listen every week, 3:30 to 5:30. Don't know what what will happen. I love that's a fluid show.
Yeah.
I love that it's a fluid show. And
I'd
we're
like
still
to thank Jay
defining things.
Morales.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
And I'd like to thank my co-host, Michelle. Thank you for seeing this dream through. Seriously,
bet.
seeing the dream through, right? We're
It's
just
not a
going to do this.
hallucination.
That's not a hallucination
That's
anymore.
right.
So I want to say thank you for listening to the Omaha Radio Network. Enjoy your weekend and smile.
Smile.
All right.
Bet.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
You're listening to the Omaha Radio Network, streaming 24/7. Radio without limits on the web at omaharadionetwork.com or on your iPhone or Android with our mobile